Hello, listener, and welcome to Tin Portalers, the show where we bounce around a whole bunch of different games and systems in a somewhat coherent fashion, and hopefully it's entertaining. I am Seth. I am game master and writer, and with me I have...
I am David, and I speak computer.
I am Rachel, and I am actually a cat.
I'm Kyle, and I speak English good.
Goodly.
Goodly. Very goodly. As you shall see tonight, goodly.
Kyle, adjectives versus adverbs. Get it right.
Adjectively goodly.
Word crimes. So, when last we left our heroes, you had set forth on a grand adventure from Yatanu Lodge, a sort of pocket dimension that exists in all places at once, but not really, and it's kind of also its own thing. And it had been set apart by itself for quite some time in a period known as the Silence, where it was unable to open portals to various realms until this random guy shows up, Reggie Harkins. And you had been charged to go forth and try to learn what had caused the quiet, find a way to end it, and to perhaps find some integral piece of whatever world you find yourself in to bring back to help restore the structural integrity of Yatanu Lodge, as it relies on building itself from pieces of all the different realms, so that as different things are in state of decay and everything is in flux, it will still retain its structural integrity and continue to provide a haven for, both visitors and lodgers, who are the people who actually live there and go out and help in the different dimensions, and visitors are the people who arrive and need help. Reggie didn't seem to need help, but you went back to his homeworld anyway, find yourself crashing in an airship that is known as an ether flyer in this world of Space 89, and is a sort of Victorian space travel-y thing, a la Jules Verne, John Carter of Mars, what have you. And you found yourself crashing on Venus, where Zahim was crashing on Venus. Well, Memphis was just catching a ride with his new best friend, Ernst, and our friend Hideyoshi found himself, he was a lizard man slave. However, you all were able to meet up and depart from there with your new friends, the fellow Martian princess Felika and Erlacht Ernst Seidel, as well as the remains of the 382nd Colonel Byron Brighton and his lieutenant.
Okay.
As well as Professor Erdale, who seems to be catching strange readings that you identified as magical energies on her instruments. Not quite able to make out what they were. She was uncertain if they were perhaps some sort of seismic activity in the planet, but she seemed to at least tie it to the crash of the ether flyer, the HMS Star Unity, that had been arriving to take part in some summit between Martians and humans on the neutral footing of Venus. After a short jaunt to the nearby German-controlled city of Venusstadt, you set out with a war wagon and pushed on towards the crashed remains of the ether flyer and encountered strange creatures that should not be in this world, it seems. You had identified them as dire wolves, which is not something you expected to find on Venus, which had thus far only been presenting you with fauna in the form of large reptilian creatures, like ginormous crocodiles or big lizards.
So does that mean it's warmer on Venus?
Yes, it is. It is rather warm here, and there's been like this faint drizzle, and everything is just super humid, and all your clothes are sticking to your body, and it's not that comfortable.
Okay.
But armed with knowledge and weaponry, most of you, as you set out from Venusstadt, you, upon encountering these dire wolves, some of you were seriously injured. Ernst is at this point unconscious. He has been stabilized, but is decidedly bloodied as he has been tucked away back down in the war wagon along with the colonel and the professor. Lieutenant Ogden is up on top with you. He is manning the Gatling gun atop the war wagon currently, and you had just come into view of the crashed remains of the HMS Star Unity, and some of it still smoldering as the rain has come down and mostly put out whatever flame remains. And it appears as though more of these direwolves are swarming into the ship as the surviving members of the crew and the captain, it seems, are trying to set up defensive emplacements and fire down at these creatures, as well as an individual who seems to be controlling them, who is seeming to cast rather powerful magics about the place. And as you had seen, somebody had attempted to take a shot at her, and it was going to be a direct hit. Instead, this flash of magical energy sprang up before her and was able to deflect the projectile and keep her from being hurt. Whereas these direwolves are swarming in, you're also seeing that they appear to be pushing back towards the rear of the ship, most of them, while some of them are keeping the crew occupied, and are heading towards what Sahin seems to recall is the cargo bays.
Mm-hmm.
As you would come in, you had seen some liftwood, which is a local biological phenomenon, which is actually local to Mars, not Venus, but had been transported in the vessel. And some of that had just been flying off as liftwood is it has anti-gravitational properties. And you're not entirely sure why these direwolves would be heading towards the cargo bays that seem to be loaded up with these things, but here we are. As we had left off, you had called out to Lieutenant Ogden to open fire on the figure towards the bow of the ship. And he had just begun to swivel around the Gatling gun, and it was and about to open fire. So he will take his shot. He is not throwing away his shot.
I don't know, but hey.
Or shots, rather.
Okay, this is me trying to translate two different systems with each other.
Don't cross the streams.
Well, we're crossing the streams. We're in it.
Streams.
All right.
We're fording the streams.
He opens fire, and the figure seems to wheel about, and this shuddering overtakes the ground itself, and this barrier of rock just springs up before the figure, and the Gatling gun is just chewing up the shell of this stone casing that has sprung up to intercept these bullets. And the lieutenant is just continuing to press his fire. I do not think this is working. And from down inside the war wagon you hear, Lieutenant, what is that you are firing at? Not entirely sure, sir, but I'll keep firing.
One might call it a wall of stone.
One might. So,
D&D!
Oh,
Or is it
no.
Pathfinder?
so as you guys
They are
are
very similar systems with similar things.
seeing this happen, a number of the direwolves are beginning to turn at the sound of the gunfire and seem to be breaking off in their press forward towards the ship and are just churning up the mud as they are sprinting to intercept the war wagon. The lieutenant is seeing this and he's calling out, I do believe we have caught their attention.
Are we currently moving?
Yes. Well, had you brought the war wagon to a stop?
I don't remember.
Then I will leave it up to you, sir.
Let me see if I have anything about that.
We shall consult the notes. Notes, chapter 1, verses. And now, a word from our sponsor.
We have one of those?
No, air. It's required for you to live.
I don't have anything about it, but I do remember we slowed to a halt, but I think then the professor yelled to get things back going, so I think
Yes.
we were going
I think
again.
it was when we lost our first dinosaur.
Yeah.
But
Right.
she was still calling for movement because she had
Okay.
called down from inside, I believe.
If she's
The
still
signal is growing stronger!
if she's still going to be the shouty person, then I would have kept going, and when I see the wolves start charging towards us, I'm going to wheel the cart in their direction and pick up speed.
Okay. So
I have no weapons, but I have a war wagon.
yes.
Let's do this.
It's not
Alright.
a dwarven war wagon, mind you.
So
Challenge freaking accepted.
I think at this point we will roll initiative.
Okay.
I gotta roll some dice. Roll a bunch of metal dice.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right.
And if it's a secondary attribute, you roll the amount of dice you have there. If it's a primary attribute, you double the dice when you roll it. Just
Yes.
straight primary. Okay.
Oh.
Trying to refresh my memory.
0.
Oh no.
Oh! Those metal dice did not do you well.
Wee!
They were not
friendly. Sahim.
4.
Alrighty. Not bad. Not bad.
I've got better.
Alright. Seems as though the rest of the group will be going alongside Memphis,
Alright,
whereas the direwolves are also going in the same slot.
Wow.
Meaning, Sahim, you're up first.
I did not account for that.
You're up on top of the war wagon.
Uh-huh.
So Hideyoshi is just, and picking up speed towards the incoming trio of direwolves that are heading
Right
towards
out
you.
to meet them.
For death and glory.
Right.
For Rohan.
I am going to try to... how many dire wolves do I see heading straight for us?
3.
3? I'm gonna take aim at one of them.
Okay.
Probably if there's one that's head of the pack, maybe that one.
Sure, yeah. One of them is slightly ahead of the others.
Okay. Okay, so this is firearm, pistol. So I think... Oh, and then, the 2 lethal, it's the 2, that adds 2 die?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so that's 7, then 8 for that one, for the +1 to pistol, and then 2 for the gun. Okay.
Killed him. Killed him.
I was pretty efficient at the, Okay.
Of course, you had to do that before you rolled, but okay. Roll! Baby, do well! I believe in you!
You got this.
Kill that wolf.
5.
Okay. You crack off a shot, and the round, I believe, yes, this type of weapon requires the round.
It's a derringer?
We will call it a round. That is an accurate term.
Okay, and it
Okay.
sinks into this thing's shoulder, and it staggers from the impact, but presses on.
Mm-hmm. And I'm reloading.
Okay.
Because I'm on a moving wagon,
Yeah.
so I don't...
So you're just frantically, as you're being jostled around.
So remind me, how does waiting for them to come up on me work? Since I have a sword.
So you're basically, I believe the equivalent in the ubiquity system, which we are using, listener, is going to be that you are holding your action, so then you'll be acting as the trigger that you have specified comes into being.
Which is in the same round because
Yes.
we're all going at the same time.
And then you will be then acting 7 rounds after that. So in this instance, you are not losing any ground.
Alright, because we're all going at the same time. Okay, so I'm just going to hold me action for when the wolves attack me or somebody close. Basically, when a wolf gets close enough to me, stabby stab.
Yes.
Since
So to refresh everyone's mind and listener, for basically the special type of initiative system that they have in the ubiquity system, which Space 89 uses, you are going to be rolling for successes, and for each success you'll be subtracting that number from a total of 10, as 10 is the base initiative. And so for Sahim rolling 4 successes, she then goes every 6 rounds because 10 minus 4 is 6. So as we press on, Felika is just sitting there on top of the war wagon, kind of getting up into a crouch, ready to spring. She's not entirely sure for what, and is looking about. And what is the plan here exactly? What are we meant to be doing?
To live! Yeah!
Agreed, obviously. Looks back to the lieutenant, because he's at this point stopped firing at the stone wall in front of him, and is beginning to swivel the Gatling gun over back towards the direwolves. And as she looks to him, he just gives her a bit of a shrug. Well, if you are asking my opinion, miss, I would recommend that you find your way inside the war wagon, if there is in fact still room. And he is saying this rather calmly, as he is again going to open fire.
Ooh. Oh, well, Lieutenant.
He just opens fire and he's just churning up the ground in front of and behind the direwolves as he's trying to sweep back and forth with the Gatling gun and splattering them with a lot of mud, but not really doing any damage. As bringing it back around to face the front, he is wary of blasting through one, Hideyoshi, as well as the remaining Pachyosaur, who is pulling the war wagon. And yeah, Felika at this point is just gonna hold and wait to see what happens. Just brace for anything. And from inside, just once again the deafening of Colonel Briarton's elephant gun. And
Wow.
Oh.
you just see the impact of it just splash against the hull of the battered vessel, and from inside, blast! And then the direwolves are upon you. And one of them is going to scramble up and take a swipe at Memphis.
Do I attack at the
But
same
wait,
time, or
does he get to attack them because he's holding?
Oh
or
yes,
is-
you were holding, so you get to go first.
do I get to go first? Okay. I get to roll it.
Which will say that this is the one Zaheen has already injured, since it is the first one attacking.
1, 2, 3. 3.
Nah, you swipe at this thing and it just bites down on the blade and just throws it wide as it just rakes its claws at you. So roll your defense if you wish, or you can just take your average.
My defense. I'll take my average, but since it's odd, I'm going to have to roll 1.
You.
That comes out to be 3.
Okay. It swipes back at you, and you manage to bring your blade around in time and just frantically glance it aside.
Both can't hit diddly squat.
Another one is going to leap up at the Pachyosaur and begins to it is climbing, basically scramble onto the top of the back of it, and is just raking its claws through the Pachyosaur, which is just giving a frantic cry as it is being brought down. The final one is going to leap at the person in front, which is Hideyoshi. What's your defense, sir?
My defense is 5. And I'm going to roll that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's better. That's 3.
Okay. This time it slashes at you and you manage to actually bring about the reins and just kind of muzzle it for an important, very vital second so it does not clamp its jaws on you.
Yay!
And it just frustratedly rears back and is still pressing its attack. And it is up to you, Hideyoshi.
Okay. Well,
Did you get 2? Was it?
What?
Oh. Or did you not get any successes for
I
initiative?
got 0 successes for initiative.
Oh, okay. You're on round 10, but yeah, here we are.
Okay, what I'm going to do Is this wolf that just attacked me still like within arm's reach?
Yes, it is kind of scrambled up and is holding itself on the side as it's just trying to tear you off.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it in the rough approximation of a judo throw, and just whoosh, chuck it off the edge.
Okay, it is going to be Brawl v Brawl.
Yep, but I'm going to use my throws skill because I has specialized skill. So I get to roll 8 dice.
Nice.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 2, 5. That's 6 right there.
Oh, yeah!
Okay.
And that's, I guess, unarmed, so it doesn't do any additional damage beyond that.
Yeah, but you beat it by 4, which I believe...
All that time in the field is sure paying off.
Just throw the wolf up in the air.
Yeah, pretty much.
Team Rocket!
Instead of throw your hands in the air, throw your wolf in the air.
Yeah.
Throw your wolf in
David, you're just...
Oh yes, exactly like that.
Which degrees of success, you beat it by +4. This is exceptional success. Not quite an amazing success, but it is an exceptional success. So not only do you just heave it over yourself, but you throw it down to the ground and into the path of the war wagon.
Yeah!
Mission accomplished.
And
Although we are in a war wagon that's slowly crumbling apart.
yes, you are.
You know what? YOLO.
Well, that's not necessarily true for you guys.
Say what?
What? I didn't know that. I could be more reckless.
Oh,
Sorry.
Hey, you guys. So, there's this planet. It's called the Ordradama.
No. So yeah, as you hurl this thing down,
It hit you, right?
you feel the heavy as you just one wheel over, 2 wheels over, and you just hear the faint. And Hideyoshi, you sneak a peek back over your shoulder, past the side of the war wagon, and you just see the direwolf is twitching and trying to haul itself back upright, but its hind legs are just mangled.
Bye-bye.
So basically, though, we can live, die, and repeat. So.
What? That sounds like a neat Tom Cruise movie.
That might or might not get a sequel.
Wasn't it originally titled Live, Die, Repeat?
It was originally titled All You Need Is Kill.
Oh, that's right.
Then it was released theatrically as Edge of Tomorrow.
Right.
Then it was released on Blu-ray as Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh,
Interesting.
Marketing sucked for that movie.
it was a good movie.
It was a good movie. I liked it.
Listen, watch it, listener. Watch it. It's pretty good.
Okay. So we move on. We are at round 12, which is back to Sahid.
Okay, I am gonna take another shot. Where are the other 2 wolves
One's
now?
in my face.
Yes, one is up in Memphis's face. The other is just climbing up to the back of the Pachysaur and is just tearing into it, just ripping it apart.
I'm gonna help Memphis
Okay. With your gun, with your dagger, what you doing?
with my gun.
Alright.
So
You have to make the noise when you shoot it. Pew, pew.
Well, Derringer, yeah, it does make kind of a pew-pew.
This is legitimate dialogue from Superman cartoon, I believe. I'm going to stop you. With what? With my fist. Anyway.
You're a superhero.
okay, so I think I'm rolling 10 dice, firearm 7, 8 for +1 pistol, 2 for the okay. So many dice!
Another ridiculous Superman moment, but one I actually kind of liked is I'm in front of this huge door that's like 2 feet of pure osmium, the densest metal on Earth. Okay, what are we going to do? I'm going to knock.
Well done.
That's so cheap.
Right.
7.
Okay. Now this one you get a solid hit.
This is the one I think I already hit because you
Yes,
said
you already
that.
clipped this one. As you fire up with this thing again, it is a solid blast that actually nearly blasts the side of its jaw off of its face, but it is still upright and Still moving to
Softening it up for you.
Swipe for Memphis.
Thanks! Slash.
Go for it. We're at round 14 now.
Alright! I'm gonna do a thing! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top.
Okay. You sneak 1 damage through this thing's defense, and it topples off the side of the war wagon.
I did it! Woo! Yeah! High five!
We're learning teamwork.
Compassion.
Lieutenant Ogden on the Gatling gun at this point, which you had moved forward. So I'm going to say he's going to check back in over across the way. Ooh. And he has clear line of sight once again on the figure at the front of the ship, and he whips his Gatling gun around. At this point, if he fires at the direwolf, he's going to be blasting apart the Pachysaur as well.
Copy that.
Smart man.
And ooh, you see as the figure is just peeking out from the side of the stone barrier it erected, just one of the rounds from the just volley of fire from the Gatling gun actually clips the figure in the shoulder, and
magic users are squishy.
Maybe.
Goes around to take a look and appears to snarl in your general direction. And okay, trying to balance 2 different systems here, but I think I'm doing it.
I believe in you, GM.
Yes. And yeah, looks about and looks to have taken some minor damage from the combat already, but is still on top of things, possibly. And they are going to then
Cast Fireball.
Wall of fire.
Ring of Fire!
Or haste, or slow, or bane.
Bane is Caduceus.
Bane is Caduceus, yes.
They just begin to begin to cast some magics with which you are not entirely familiar, and abruptly you see that the rocky exterior of the barrier that she had erected now seems to, as she reaches out to touch it, just leach onto her body and spread over her flesh, making her a hardier target.
Like stone skin.
One might say.
Metagaming.
I'm using
Stop
my
that.
intellect of 5.
I have an intellect of 5.
I think I knew what I'm doing.
Alright.
That's true. If your intelligence is 5, you are dumber than Grog.
I'm proud of it.
Different system.
Yeah,
Oh.
different system. In this system, by saying that, he's actually accurate in saying he knows what he's doing.
That's true.
Sahim looks at her tiny little inky kitchen knife and looks at the direwolf and looks
Wait,
like she's considering.
You said did it again.
Palika is considering. Looks like she's considering throwing her knife at the direwolf, but reconsiders and holds on to it. Doesn't want to leave herself completely unarmed. And the wolf is just going to continue ripping into the Pachyosaur, and the Pachyosaur is dropped and falls and unmoving to the marshy ground as the direwolf just whips about with a bloody muzzle and refocuses on you guys as the wagon comes to a creaking stop. And we are back to Sahim.
No? You don't get back around there?
Every 6 rounds, every 10 rounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can do math.
So we're at round 18.
And,
so it's
and
back to
I
Sahim.
didn't say it, but I always reload after I shoot. That's the plan.
Reload!
Just the Call of Duty guy just reloading! Yelling out every time you're doing it.
Which is not the smartest thing you can do.
No. Hey enemy, shoot me while I'm reloading! I have no bullets in me
And,
gun.
where is the dire wolf is now focused on us on the
Yeah,
wagon?
it is down as they pack his door and turn to face all of you.
You could do the thing that the U.S. troops did in World War II,
Yes.
where they just take the empty clips and just ping them, and the Japanese are like, oh, they must be reloading. Charge! Nope.
Well played. Very nice.
7 again.
Orderly.
Oy vey.
Yeah. You again land a solid hit against one of the last remaining direwolf that is up in your grill, and it just sinks down into its flank, and it staggers a step, but is moving to leap in, and now we are back to Hideyoshi.
Okay, so there's one wolf on the cart with us.
No.
It's not on the
That
cart
has
yet.
been dropped by Memphis.
Well, which one were
There's
you
only
saying?
one remaining wolf that was after the Pachyosaur.
Yeah, and so now it's coming from where the Pachyosaur is to the
You.
cart, and I
Yes.
shot it.
Oh, you shot at it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not on the cart yet. It's still out where the dinosaur used to
Well, I'm gonna jump off the cart because
Okay.
that was I was driving the cart. And there's no
Yeah.
more cart driving to be done, so I'm gonna leap off the cart.
Which you do hear from inside. Why have we stopped?
I leap harder, and I try and land next to the wolf. And I'm gonna try it again. I'm just gonna pick the wolf up and just throw it against the side of the cart.
Wrestling direwolves.
Yep.
Back in my day when I was out on the Venus Outback.
There's a direwolf.
Now be very careful. This guy could be dangerous. You are a reptile, so you can be,
Direwolf
like
hunter.
little crocodile, Crocodile Hideyoshi.
This one wasn't quite as good. I only got 4 successes this time.
Okay, you still managed to get the upper hand in this grapple somehow. And whoosh, hove it in what direction? Or...
At the cart, he said.
At the cart.
Okay, it smashes up against the side of the cart, seems to be staggered slightly in a daze, and we give somebody who attacks it next, perhaps, a boost on their roll.
Cool.
I just glare at it and just like, come at me, bro.
Oh, which actually, Colonel Briarton. So he actually just sticks his elephant gun at the front of the war wagon and is just like presses it up against the.
Just like shooting wolves
So
from the
are
war
we
wagon.
gonna explode a dire wolf here?
I mean, yeah, with 9 success.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ha! How many dice?
That was 14 because of the boost from Hideyoshi. Just
How many dice per
setting up
boost?
for him.
1 dice per boost?
2, I believe.
You didn't say.
I was ruling 2 because
Okay.
you had succeeded soundly and thrown it up
Okay.
against.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, but
So one direwolf.
yes, based on the roll, it shouldn't have mattered. However, yes, Hideyoshi, as you hurl this thing over, you just see the elephant gun emerge, and you just like, ooh, and just kind of duck and cover, and just, this crater emerges in the chest of the direwolf, and it just drops. And yes, for the moment, you are without,
It's a dire explosion.
one would say.
I'm gonna check on the Pachyosaur. Is there any hope?
Yeah. I mean, if you are wanting to take some time to...
I think we have higher priorities at the moment.
Might.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna look back to my compatriots and just go like,
So I guess we're not in initiative anymore.
And I would look to Felika, shrug, and start hopping down off the war wagon.
Are we coming... What is the plan?
We got no plan.
Do we plan to be going in there?
There's something here. It's another dimension.
let's just go see what
It's
it
a
is.
seismic anomaly for science, Felika.
Yeah, from up above, actually, at the top of the crashed ship, actually, where you can see a few of the officers remaining have set up a barricade up top as they're trying to make their final stand, as the direwolves are clamoring up to them, and you just hear from up top,
This is Captain Barker of the HMS Star Unity. If you're here to aid, you are more than welcome.
I go look down on the ground. Is there like any other weapons around? Because there was dead soldiers and whatnot.
There are fallen soldiers in the ship.
So
But not here.
They did not.
You mentioned there was
How
some
close
lying
are
around.
we to the ship at this point?
Oh, like up near the ship. Is
Oh, got it.
They've been like in some sort of retreat.
Okay.
So not necessarily.
How close are we to the ship right now?
You just come into the clearing basically where it had crashed and just cleared away a whole bunch
Okay.
of trees in the marshlands.
So how many feet from the ship?
Call it another 100 feet.
Okay, so we're not too far.
Within walking distance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe don't walk though.
I'm guessing the lieutenant still has a clear line of sight at Mr. Mage person.
The figure across the way at the front of the ship at this point is ducked back behind the stone wall.
Okay, so they're undercover.
But-
You just see occasionally still blasts of energy
did he
coming
take
up from behind the wall.
which round is it at this point? Would he be able to take some shots at the dire wolves swarming the ship?
I mean, at this point, we're not technically in initiative, so he's just
Okay.
occasionally spraying around for any
Okay.
slight
Whatever
movement.
people poke
Okay.
their heads.
And from the back of the war wagon, the doors have been just thrown open, and Colonel Bryerton has emerged. Ah, yes, good. A straight fight, I think, yes. And has come out with his elephant gun and just loading his huge, what is it, shells in those things?
That'll work.
Okay. And
Ammunition.
I know guns. I don't know. And I probably know more about Star Wars blasters than I know about actual guns. Anyway.
Okay.
We are true Star Wars nerds.
Nerd.
Although I was corrected today by Sarah. She said geek was...
It depends.
Yeah.
Eh.
I use them interchangeably. I know they're probably not technically interchangeable, but I do.
They're
use them.
largely
I think-
interchangeable.
I think...
Huh?
They're largely interchangeable.
Yes.
But I think the connotations are meant to be geek is more fanboy, nerd is more super knowledgeable about a certain thing or things.
Yep.
Anyway.
And we're back.
Yes, so there's the conflict continues to rage on. Colonel Bryerton is just coming around with his elephant gun and looks up to Lieutenant Ogden.
You there! Remain where you are, Lieutenant. I think this will be a fitting battle for the 380 seconds.
Just to make sure, he did close the doors once he exit, right?
Nope.
I want to go back around and just close the doors to make sure the war wagon is definitely safe.
Professor Erdale looks up from her work. Oh, yes, very good.
Certainly.
She stopped yelling about why are we not moving?
She at this point her attention appears to be split. You would tell Memphis from inside as she's looking down to her equipment and her readings, and then looking out the hatches in the war wagon from where you're meant to fire your weaponry, and just appears to be trying to get some sort of visual on the center point of all of her readings.
Also, when I poke my head in, how is Ernst doing?
Ernst is still just sprawled down on the inside and unmoving. He's been bandaged at this point, but is
making sure that he's at least comfortable, and then I'll go close the thing.
You
Make
just,
sure
you
it's
just
locked.
hear the occasional mutter. Am I gonna ask?
Well, knowing that they're both okay, I'm going to go make sure the door is locked or closed and all that, and then
You
make
gonna
my
lock them in from the outside?
well, no, close whatever it is.
Okay.
And then
So
go,
the dire wolves can't get in,
right?
essentially.
Yeah, they have opposable thumbs.
You guys seen that thing about wolves being dropped in to take care of the moose population? It's just-
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's an actual thing going on where they're taking wolves into different areas to just in case there's an excess of certain moose or elk populations, and so the cartoon that comes along with it is just this wolf being dropped in like via parachute, and he's coming down near the moose and just pulls out a knife.
Wolf paratroopers is so cool!
Anyway,
I want this in my life.
I would say get off the wagon and convene about what the plan is.
okay, presumably out of sight,
Yes.
hopefully out of danger.
Behind the
Which-
cart then.
Yes, Felica at this point is up behind the cart and she's just looking down at her tiny knife. I do not think I am well equipped for this.
I'm sure there's more room in the war wagon in case you want to stay behind.
That may be my best option.
You are a princess after all.
Yes. Looks over to you, looks down at her knife, sees that you are completely weaponless, and just presents you with the handle of it.
I glance at the humans who are not my allies. Any reaction from them?
Colonel Briarton at this point is seemingly too preoccupied trying to line up a shot against the direwolves. Lieutenant Ogden is still distracted up top. He's still, at this point, since you're still around the wagon, still manning the Gatling gun.
Thank you very much, man.
And do not think this is the time to be worried about an uprising.
It's not. I'll tuck the knife into my belt for now.
Okay.
I'm assuming that my slave pants have a belt.
Sure. We'll call it like a little dinky leather rope belt.
That'll work.
Okay.
Being the polite gentleman that I am, though, I'll escort her back to make sure she's safe. And
Both you guys are behind the wagon.
yeah, just open the door for her. Wait until she's in, shut the door, and then go. So I guess it's just us three and Colonel Bryantton at the moment. That's going to make the charge of the Light Brigade.
Oh, don't say that.
No, sir, no.
That's the only British thing I can think of right away, really quickly. So.
It's like a bit in 30 Rock, and she's summoned up to see her boss, and her coworkers is telling her, "Oh, you'll be fine, Captain Nita." No, Captain Nita dies. He dies. Anyway.
So go peek around the war wagon. How many direwolves can we see?
Go ahead and roll perception check.
Alright! Where is me? Perception. Perception, alright. Alright. 1, 2.
Okay, it's a bit tough to get a thorough assessment of how many there are, but scrambling on the different levels of the ship, as some of them are in the interior, working their way up towards the top and where the last surviving officers are. There's maybe a dozen or more.
Okay.
So more.
Maybe.
So, shall we go to rescue the survivors or go after whatever is in the hold first?
Or go after the magic user as she might be controlling?
I like that plan. Any objections?
I'm willing to go after the magic user if that's alright with you, Colonel.
What? Very well. Do what you must. I will be running to the aid of my fellow soldiers up at the peak of the vessel.
Well, I believe the mage user is in the way en route to that destination, so why don't we just...
I can make my way around. It will be fine.
Well, as long as you're sure for your safety there, Colonel, I wish you Godspeed and good luck.
Are you afraid of the magic user?
What? Do not understand the question.
Sure you do.
How are you all so calm? It is clearly dark magics.
Colonel, I believe people are dying. Let's move out. If you...
Yes, no.
So we start...
So just to be clear, she was kind of trying to... I'm trying to goad him a bit with the, you're not afraid of the magic user, are you? In terms of, like, trying to...
Okay. Would you actually... You're saying you would like a check for that?
I mean, I don't know what the check for that would be.
Well,
but...
let's figure it out.
Empathy, manipulation.
Empathy,
which I don't have.
diplomacy.
I only have intimidation.
Con.
I mean, yeah, I would say intimidation would work for that. Trying to
okay.
strong arm
Taunting.
somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
Smack talk.
See what my first attempt
What's the matter, Miss
at
Clark?
using my intimidation skill is. 2.
Okay. He seems to at least pause and look about.
You have a superior battle tactical reason for this diversion.
She's their artillery.
That seems to click.
Yes, I see your point. Very good, sir.
Also kind of their commander.
Mm-hmm.
We will perform a flanking maneuver. Lieutenant,
Yes, sir.
remain on the gun.
Yes, sir.
Let us move out. We must be stealthy in our approach.
Yes, sir.
I guess I just follow him.
Just loudly. the muck.
As long as I'm making less noise than he is.
Yep.
Are you attempting to be stealthy?
Yes.
I am.
Okay. He is
would
as well.
this be
For all that
sneaky?
it will do.
Sneaking?
Yes.
So what is
Okay.
dexterity? Or sorry, what is
What is dexterity?
what is dexterity?
What even is
What
dexterity,
is?
man?
I'm guessing dexterity is for sneaking, right?
Yes.
I'm not stealthy.
So how
How
does
is he?
this work then if I have 1 in dexterity?
You're going to be rolling 2 dice.
Just 2 dice.
But he's not trained in the
I'm
skill.
not trained in it either.
So it's
So.
minus 2.
He doesn't have stealth at
Oh,
all.
yes, that's true.
Which is,
But I've been house ruling at least minimum of 2.
okay.
So.
I actually get to roll something.
I
Because, you know,
am so stealthy!
even somebody in full plate armor can roll a natural.
I got 0.
Okay.
I got 0 too.
Okay.
I got a 0!
Wait. Did I roll the right amount of dice? Hold on.
Oh, good heavens.
2. Okay, so that is 8.
Okay. Sahim vanishes into your next adventure. Just vanishes and abandons you all. And,
Wait!
No.
Well, you know.
Hey!
Kidding! I've grown fond of you in the 2 days it's been.
No, but basically you just... Sahim has become a leaf on the wind. And it's just darting to and out of cover.
Crouches in the tall grass and all the orcs just don't see her anymore.
I
Pretty
have
much.
become Rayla, the moon elf.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I understood that reference.
Huh?
I did not.
Dragon Prince on Netflix. It's a decent show.
Oh, it's decent, yeah.
Carry on.
So with how stealthy you are and are able to tell you are being in comparison to your compatriots, thinking, are you wanting to be slightly ahead of the rest of the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So especially as Colonel Byron is looking
And
back,
my pistol is loaded.
Okay.
Just so you know.
slinking along with your firearm.
Are we passing by new soldiers yet?
Nope.
No.
No, that is far closer to
Closer.
the ship. So you would be definitely out in the open doing that.
Okay, Spef, how many shots did I take at direwolves? Was it 2 or 3?
2 so far
2?
here during this podcast
During this session.
During the session 2, I believe.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm at the right count for my bullets.
Listener can tell us if we're wrong. All of us. And so yes,
Oh, how many of
listener.
them?
Why do you think I've been saying listener?
There can only be one!
Tell
Thank
your
you for
friend,
being-
listener.
Thank you for being our listener.
So as you continue to slink along, Colonel Briarton is looking back and forth between you two, and just this look of disgust beneath his heavy, bushy mustache.
Well, what is the matter with both of you? Have you not had experience in being stealthy among...
And
Natural
this would be
occurrences.
before I got ahead of them. I'd sneak up behind the be like, "You're not stealthy."
Bah!
Sure, sneak up on the guy with a gun in the middle of a war.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah! That's, yeah. Stay still, listener.
So you are slinking slightly ahead of the rest of the group, so you go ahead and roll your perception. Perception. Do you even percept, bro?
How much do you perceive?
I just think of the meme with Patrick when you roll a nat 20 on your perception. 2.
How much is her perception do? Prepare to meet the invisible direwolves.
Direwolves?
You mean that's where my socks go? The dryer wolves eat them?
Take them away. Them and the walking wolves.
Great, now I want to see washer and dryer wolves parachuting from the sky.
Killing the moosins.
Nice.
Much money moosin.
Either that or fork knife.
The moosin and the woodsins.
Out in the woods,
So
in the woods.
as you are slinking up and you come along the other, like the near side of the stone barrier that had been erected in front of the individual, you come up along the edge of it and just peek around the corner, and you're seeing that the figure is still standing there. It appears to be plastered up against the stone barrier. It's just breathing heavily. You actually are getting your first close look at this individual, and You are seeing. You're considering your heritage. You take one look at this individual and you're like, oh, that's a dark elf.
Oh.
A female dark elf, but is slightly different in appearance than any you might have encountered before. It appears to have actually short fur over dark skin. And
Wait, for what? This is the dark elf?
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
wearing fur or
No.
possessing fur?
She has fur.
They cross the streams.
Not like thick, animal fur, but just like this thin layer of fur.
So it actually looks like that's so weird because the way we travel in between worlds, we take on forms within the world, but this is like an actual outside.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
It's something weird, that's for sure.
Uh-huh.
Billowing white hair, and you see actually covering her eyes is some kind of visor, like a technologically advanced targeting visor, it appears like.
They cross many streams.
And
streams.
Ah!
while she has a wand in one hand, you see that there's this holster along her left
Does she
thigh.
have like a modern pistol or something?
It is a heavy shotgun.
Ah!
And yeah,
And now I'm just thinking of the Terminator, basically.
it is pressed up against the stone barrier. It does not appear to have noticed you yet, and is just breathing heavily, appears to be catching her breath.
Is there some sort of insight check as to like
Investigation.
I would call it empathy.
I have ranks in that.
Either body language or emotions.
I don't have either of those, and it's based on
Intelligence.
No. I
No?
have a 2 in intelligence.
No.
Roll.
Yeah,
Wait,
you can attempt to roll. I'd say minimum of 2. So
Empathy. You have at least your empathy skill, right?
I have the empathy skill.
Why would I have an empathy skill?
Never mind.
she don't care how you feel.
Right. Sneaky elf is just sneaky, that's all.
Remember, I play tricks on my sister like 24/7.
I don't care about your feelings.
Heartless.
Anyway, but you
Ew,
can
gross.
attempt a 2-die roll. 2 dice. 2 dice. 2 dice.
Please
2.
don't die.
Okay. You are actually kind of getting the sense that
So I'm trying to figure out like what she doing here by what she just like vague a sense of what she's doing here.
Okay. She appears to be very driven in her purpose here. Beyond that, you're not entirely sure.
Yeah, that's
what.
fine.
But as you're watching, her eyes are actually shifting fractionally back and forth, and you're actually gauging.
So I can see them underneath the visor.
Yes, it's like a translucent
Okay.
visor. And she appears to be updating herself on the state of the battle around her as she's scrolling through data on her visor.
Okay.
The whole Iron Man thing, we're just...
So I just want to like get if I can with that roll get a feel for. Does it seem like this is a mission, or she's actually out to kill everyone?
I mean, yeah, you're not really able to gauge that sort of thing
That's fine.
by just her body language.
Okay. How far back are my companions?
A round. So if you're wanting to
do anything.
act before they arrive, it would be now. If you want to wait for them to arrive, it will not be long.
Almost there.
I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna take a sneak shot at her
Okay.
from like
You just whip around the gun around the corner and crack off a shot. Which, yeah, this will tell you what system I'm using, but it will go off of her flat-footed AC.
Oh.
Well, that could be 2 different systems
True.
that I'm aware of. At least 2 different systems.
Okay.
I mean, she could be from Cthulhu.
Maybe.
We're screwed if the next one is called.
8.
You did what now? Okay. Yeah. At the last second, you see her eyes just shift over in your direction, and she catches visual, but you crack off the shot with your Derringer pistol. Before she is able to react to her, and she's frantically trying to bring up some of this magical barrier in front of her once more, but the bullet just sinks into her flesh, and yes, she is decidedly damaged from that shot. She staggers back.
Can I, after I take the shot and see her damage, what else can I do with my sneak turn at this?
So that is your action move.
That's it. That's it. Because I kind of like it's like talking, like yelling at something, a free action.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as always, crying is a free action.
I would like to cry.
That is all. Do it with your diplomacy.
Yeah, all nothing of it. But I'm thinking she would like shoot, but then be like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Actually, in hindsight, you're still able to see like the short bristle of fur, but that is over the stony exterior she has erected over herself.
Right.
Visually speaking. So you just demand that of her as you step out, or you're still kind of crouched behind?
I'm still keeping undercover.
She just is holding her side where you've shot her, and just snarls at you and brings up her wand and is beginning to cast some sort of spell.
And I'm also reloading.
Alright, so now we are rolling initiative.
Alright, let's hope my initiative is not as bad as it was last time. Don't worry, there's only a 1.6% chance I'm going to roll that poorly again. And I didn't. I got 3 this time.
5.
Okay.
I'm ready for decent initiative rolls.
2.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are at round 5, and it is Sahin again. 'Cause, wow.
Sneaky, speedy elf.
Yes.
I'm living up to my name here. Except right now, I am Martian Princess.
Yes.
Can we roll?
So it's you. What are you doing?
I am a Martian
Would I be
princess.
reloaded at this point?
Yeah, you would be using your move to reload.
What are you doing here?
Well, at this point, she's called out, and she can see that the elf is beginning to cast some sort of spell.
Yeah.
I wish I had a gun.
I mean, you could find one now since we're up next to the ship.
2.
2 success.
That's it.
This time, as you're coming around to crack off another shot, she just faintly twists her body, and the shot just glances off of her stony exterior. And what was your result for initiative? 3. So you will then be going next.
Okay. I'm going to say when I ask the question, I think Kyle might have already asked it. Are there any, remains of soldiers between here and our target?
You would have to divert for that.
I'm not going to divert.
Okay.
I'm going to, if she is within range, I'm going to run up to her.
Yes, you would take a move to move up around the edge of the stone wall and be able to get line of sight. Oh, you don't have a gun,
I
don't
don't
you?
have a gun.
Yeah.
I've got a dagger.
Okay. I'll say you're able to run up through the mud. And
Okay.
Are you going around the same side as Sahin, or around the...
I guess I'll try and go on the other side, because I'm trying to get as close to her as possible before she decides to magic me.
Okay.
Because I want to get in melee range.
So you dart up around the other side, lizard boy with just claws, knife, what are you doing?
I'm going to go for the throws again. Juno,
Okay.
what up?
Hoo!
Throw her to the ground.
Happy birthday to Graham.
I wonder if it'll be my friend.
I am good with throws.
They didn't throw in, they hated.
That is 5.
Okay, well, she
Trying not
actually...
to kill her, but like pin her to the ground with a throw or
Yeah,
something.
you actually managed to cinch your arms around her waist, but she manages to twist in your grasp and is just turning about at this point and is just facing you and
Oh, dang.
begins to finish the casting of her spell, appears to alter slightly her plans mid-cast,
Hug!
and is going to... Yeah, you just see this shimmering flame erupt from her and just this, around her just becomes this glowing aura of heat.
Am I inside or outside?
You are definitely inside.
She's also inside, right? Or is she immune?
She is inside of it, but this fire shield.
Okay.
Yes. And, okay. And... What is your defense?
5. I shall roll that now.
It is the Ring of Fire.
4.
Okay. You managed to leap back away from this wave.
Dagger it!
Yeah. And just, woo! Just kind of fall back, like flailing on your lizard tail for a moment before you find your feet again, just barely out of the aura of flame around her. And she just looks at you and startling, glancing back and forth between Sahin and Hideyoshi at this point.
How's your serpent's uniform looking? Right back to your lunch?
Dry cleaned.
Yeah.
With fire.
Yeah. Stupid dryer wolves.
It all comes down to laundry. Hey, we found the meaning of big laundry.
Oh, yeah. Big laundry means dryer wolf.
Yes.
Yes.
So, at this point, Colonel Briarton is whipping around the corner, following Hideyoshi, and is stunned for a moment as he sees this figure just wreathed in flame. And he actually needs to see if he is not just afeared.
This is definitely out of the ordinary.
Yes, it is.
One does not normally encounter furry drow on Venus in 1889.
On fire.
One does not simply...
One does not simply.
One does not simply walk through the marshes.
Well. Wow. He actually manages to shake it off. And
Most regular.
looks the woman up and down and actually says,
It was you!
Ooh.
cracks off the
snap.
shot,
Mhm.
which unfortunately goes wide
Ugh.
from the figure. He is still apparently somewhat shaken, and at this point you're seeing actual fury in his eyes. And he actually bellows over to her.
The lives of my men will be avenged!
Oh, everything's coming back.
Yeah.
Okay. And,
Bringing up the rear!
yes, we are up to Memphis on round
Having
6.
no idea what's going on because it's all happening behind a wall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go follow the side of where the dear colonel.
Well, you've heard two pistol shots.
I know something's going on. I don't know what it is.
Singed
One
lizard
wah from
Right.
Hideyoshi and
Well,
Elephant.
actually, knowing that Hideyoshi and the colonel went one way and then Sahin went another way because I'm guessing now that I can see her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the way with Sahin, and not knowing what's on the other side, I'm just gonna go charging in.
Okay.
And then I'm guessing I turn the corner and
And
then
see, yes.
alright, all this.
Stone skins, slightly furry, decked up in time disproportionate attire and weaponry. Dark elf.
My plan before seeing all this was I was just going to charge and stab whatever it is. Am I able? Is it like, are they just a wreathed in flame or?
You can attempt to get up close and attack with your sword if you want. But yes, there is still just this glow.
I'm
of
going
heat.
to try. That.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to use a style point.
Mm-hmm.
That adds 1, right?
Yes.
1-to-1 ratio. You can use more than one style point if you wish.
Well, I only have 3 left now, so I don't know what's coming up next, so I'd rather keep them. For medicines and whatnot in case.
Which actually, for throwing the wolf earlier, I'm going to say to take a style point for that.
Yeah!
So, mines!
Because that's just not usually what happens when you go up against direwolves. I'm just gonna chuck it. What you got, Memphis?
So out of a grand total of 9 dice, I got 2 success.
Okay. And what is your defense?
My defense is 7.
Okay. You take 1 damage as the fire is just lapping up around you.
Since I have a stun of 1, does that mean I'm now stunned?
Yes.
Alright.
The fire is up around you and you're frantically trying to... Yes. And that'll be you. And we get up to...
And I take 1 damage, right?
Yes. Round 10.
Which is me again.
Back to Sahin. Look at me, get your name right.
Yeah, I know. Is Felika with us on this at all?
No, she had stayed behind and handed off her knife to Hideyoshi.
Okay.
Did not seem to think she was well suited to all-out war.
Mm-hmm. I had reloaded,
Yes.
and I'm gonna take another shot.
Shoot her! Or something. What you get?
7.
Okay. Once again, managed to clip her and takes further damage. And
Can
yeah.
I? Nah, never mind.
Okay.
I was thinking to. Is there any way to intimidate? But
I mean, you can attempt to do so, but that would be instead of reloading.
I'm reloading.
Okay. Just duck, duck.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe
I'm in a western, guys.
we are then to round 14, which is going to be Hideyoshi.
She still has the fire shield up?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to spend my move to dash off and find a soldier with a rifle and a sword and acquire them both.
Okay. Yehid.
Investigation? Perception?
Perception.
Yeah, I'd call it perception.
Okay.
This is your moment in the sun.
4.
Okay. That is going to be a complete success. So yes, you are able to find exactly what you seek. You find a fallen soldier who has his weapons fallen from his grasp, and yes, you find what firearm would you like?
I think if I could find, get to choose anything I want.
Within reason.
Yeah.
Within reason.
What would a soldier be carrying?
A bazooka.
No, I think I'll go with a Henry repeater,
Okay.
and then just probably whatever a regular British soldier's sword would be, or officer's sword.
So like a saber.
Yep.
A saber.
Yes. So you managed to go and grab those up, and that's your turn.
Yep.
And from behind you, from where you just ran, you are hearing the elf is calling out some sort of enchantment, and from all around scattered across the ship, you're just hearing and you're beginning to see crawling out from all different crevices and nooks and crannies of the fallen ship are scrambling up direwolves, and they're rushing back to their mistress's aid. Incoming!
Now, out of curiosity, with his great success for finding the weapon, is the weapon also loaded, or is it...
We'll say yeah.
Alright.
Excellent.
You got 1 free round.
Yeah, it's a repeater though.
Right. Well, yeah, at least you know it's at least loaded. It said like,
Oh.
Yeah. Did you grab any ammo?
I guess. I mean, probably.
Maybe. Who knows?
Furthermore, Sahin, you see this dark elf just display her hand across in an arc, and these sickly yellowish motes of light dance from her fingertips and sprinkle across the earth in front of you, and then begin to grow and increase in brightness and just spread out across beneath the ground around you. And
Make a dexterity save. Or no, reflex, sorry.
except in this game, because I have to figure out how to merge the two systems, you are going to be rolling.
What's the regiment? The general's regiment?
For
The
300
seconds, yeah. Need you ask?
There's a lot going on, okay, guys?
Cock.
I would say acrobatics. You could attempt to evade whatever it is she is trying to do here.
Okay. Two.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that was a bad roll.
The ground just suddenly swept out from beneath your feet, and you just dropped down into this viscous, sickly yellowish liquid at the bottom of a pit.
Watch out for fireballs. Sphere. Playing sphere? Yeah.
Yes, as this liquid is, wherever it touches your skin or flesh, it begins to seep along your skin and, yes, begins to sizzle and burn. And you also take falling damage.
Ouch.
I roll my defense or no?
No, not for falling damage. But somehow you're able to just like Batman it off the wall down Prince of Persia style and just a light down and only take 1 damage from the falling. And
Well, depending on how you roll, is that lethal?
yes.
So I still had 1 lethal from last
Uh-huh.
session, so I'm at 2 lethal out of 5.
Yes,
total.
and then you are going to take acid damage.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna die, guys. I'm gonna be unconscious in an acid pit.
Well, you only take 3,
That puts me at 5.
which I believe because with lethal damage, yes, if you are full lethal, then you are.
I thought if you were at 0, you were... I thought you also didn't fall unconscious at 0. Like, you could still do things if you were negative health.
Yes,
Assuming you can still
I believe
stand.
you're correct.
But I think I'm stunned then because
Right.
my stun is 2.
Yes.
Or stun is based on what again?
Body.
Yeah.
Body, just
I
body?
think it's straight body.
Oh, it is?
It's like body plus size, but our size is 0.
Oh.
So I should actually have a stun too?
Maybe. Let me...
I don't think that's the case. I think it's based off of dexterity or
Nope,
strength.
stun equals body. It says in the character sheet.
Oh, it does?
Yep.
Well, could actually got 2 instead of 1.
That's great!
I know.
Okay. If your character takes more damage in 1 blow than stun, he is knocked out for 1 minute per point of damage.
So I'm actually not
And
stunned. then.
if your character takes more damage in 1 blow than his stun rating, he is stunned. So it's more, it seems. If your character takes more damage in 1 blow than double his stun rating, he is knocked out for 1 minute for point of damage in excess of doubled strain.
For exceeding your total health.
If your character's health reaches 0 due to lethal wounds, you're disabled and only capable of taking limited action. If it falls below 0, you fall unconscious and begin to die.
Okay.
So if you're at 0, you are still up. You're just you're taking the fall damage and are beginning to feel the acid burning up your legs and just swaying on your feet, but trying to maintain your focus and stay upright.
Can I get out of this pit?
You could attempt to do so, and well, you're going to be next after.
But I'm also stunned for 1 minute because I took 3 acid damage, which is over my stun rating, which means I'm stuck.
Yes.
So I'm probably dead, guys.
Yeah, Saheen is just staggered against the wall of this pit, and yeah, somebody should go and help her, which,
I don't know that anybody actually...
I'm on your side.
Oh, okay, that's good.
But I do only have a strength of 1.
Yep. I know.
Do you call for aid?
I would try, yeah.
Yeah, so you just give it a choke from down in the pit, and Colonel Briarton then would hear that, and is looking between this woman who took his regiment from him, but has heard the call for help, and he cannot ignore it. So,
Gentlemanly.
he will then let his elephant gun fall and sprint around the dark elf over towards the pit, and
The pit of despair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's going to fish in his pack for some rope, and yeah, just drop it down to you. That's all he can do. But you're seeing the rope fall down in front of you.
I'm stunned for a minute, which means that I'm further out than I was for every 5 rounds. What does stun mean?
Stunned?
Because it was like stunned for, I don't remember, 1 something.
If your character takes more damage in 1 blow than his stun rating, he is stunned and loses his next action. However, he may still perform reflexive actions and defend himself from it. So you only lose your action. So as far as I understand, you still have your move.
Which could I use that to grab onto
Yes.
the rope? Okay.
I'll say yes. So, then yes, it is back up to you again. So yes, you use your move to just flail and grab a hold.
Yeah. Yep.
And at least manage to hold yourself somewhat above the acid.
Yeah, I'm using it to hold if I can myself, my feet out of the acid.
Just kind of. And Memphis, we are then back to you.
Alright. Well, in order to protect me fellows, I'm going to try attacking again.
Okay. And you had 2 successes on your initiative, correct?
Yes. I think that sounds right.
Okay.
Um.
So you just see Colonel Briarton has just dropped his rope down to
Right.
Saheen, and the Dark Elf at this point is continuing to cast some sort of magic.
Try to distract her and keep her occupied.
Doing what?
Stabby stabs.
Okay. Jump.
3!
Okay, and what is your defense?
My defense is 7!
Okay. So yes, in that case, the fire is enough at this point that you're flailing wildly and trying not to get burned, but you're
The
not managing to
average
get
would
through your
be
defenses.
3.
3.5.
Did you have to roll your defense, though?
You just asked for my defense, so I just told them the number.
If you didn't tell me, I'm just taking the average and writing it down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, then let me go ahead and roll then for the 0.5. That's 4.
Okay. But no burn damage either way.
Sweet.
The flames were not giving to you.
The flames on the side of my
You are
face.
not giving to her either.
We're just...
Which, at
Cat
this
fight.
point... we are, I guess, back to Saheen.
Again?
Yeah, because you're every 5
absurdly
rounds.
fast.
Wow.
Yes. So you can use your move to just try to.
Can
do some climbing.
I use any acrobatics to help get myself out of
This
here?
is athletics.
Okay.
Acrobatics. Unless you're trying.
I don't have athletics, so
I would allow for like reverse repelling out of this pit if you roll a good acrobatics,
okay.
because crazy
Rope
elf princess Martian.
Princess.
I mean,
big
all she
princess.
has to do really is like brace her feet on the
New
wall behind her and
princess.
walk up, and then it's an acrobatic trick.
Shimmy.
4. 4 4s.
Okay.
And 7 years ago.
All falls. And yeah, you're able to, you just clamber, and actually just scurry your way up to the lip of the pit.
Is that my move or my action?
Well,
you're
stunned for how long?
I lost my action last turn.
Yes.
But I was able to grab onto the rope at least because I could use. You ruled that I could do that. So this is my next round, which I think I'm good, right?
Yeah, because there's no extended stun effect. You're just knocked out for longer if they exceed your stun rating a certain amount. So yes, you'd only been stunned for 1 now. So yeah, that was your move. You still have an action.
Okay. As soon as I get to the... Okay. The last time I shot, was I in the middle of reloading when I fell into the pit?
I'll say you had not finished reloading.
Can I finish reloading and shoot this turn?
With your... Just because I like 4 4s, sure. Numbers make me happy, okay?
I can tell you numbers.
I'm a simple man. But can you tell me good numbers? I want the good stuff.
4 4s.
Yeah. Go on.
2 2s, 6 6s.
Well,
8 8s. 20 20s.
Okay.
That's unnatural. Or is it?
That intensity to be unnatural.
6.
Okay. Yeah, you crack off another shot at this lady and manage
Glad you're not hitting me.
to do a bit more damage, not quite as much as your previous
Yeah,
shots.
unfortunately, there was only 3 2s. There's 1 4, 1 8, 1 6. So I'm
You
sorry.
lost me.
I know.
So you scramble up out of the pit and just desperately crack off another shot. And then
And then acrobatics my way the rest out of the, actually, because I'm imagining I get up, shoot, and get myself out of the pit. So because I'm just like that desperate to shooter.
So then we're back to Hideyoshi, which at this point you are hearing the wolves coming up behind you.
I'm going to run back to the little party we've got going on here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to run in and I'm going to say, "There are wolves coming in!" And then I'm going to draw my sword and attack her.
Okay.
Right through the fire and the flames.
Slashy slash. Through the fire and the flames, you carry on?
Yes. How many die does the sword give me?
Well, if it's a saber,
Yep.
you have a
2 lethal?
3 lethal.
3 lethal, wow. Okay.
Don't know what your attack rating is, though.
Plenty.
And what is your defense?
Hang on, let me finish this first.
So she still has her fire shield.
So that's 7 for my attack.
Okay.
And my defense is 3.
Okay. You deal some damage to her soundly. However, the flame does lick back up along the length of your arm, and you just have to pat it out for a moment, and you do take 1 damage.
Okay.
Fire. And,
How's she looking right now?
she's by 4E terms, possibly bloodied.
Okay. Can I say something?
If you see something, say something.
No, man.
Say something.
Then I will.
Okay.
As I stand there, fire on my arm, blood in my sword, a little bit of a crazy look in my eye, I can say, "Would you rather talk, or you can fight all of us at once?"
I will let my wolves deal with you.
Alright, and as well as Colonel Brighton at this point is going to try to loop back around and take another shot at the fair dark elf.
That's my fairly.
It's a stretch.
Yeah, manages to crack off another shot, and unfortunately she does sidestep the worst of it, but does, again, she is being slowly chewed apart by weaponry. And at this point, she, in retaliation, is going to. Oh, yes, her entire form just gives this stuttering. Is just stuttering back and forth, becomes blurry and hard to bring into focus.
Ooh.
And then she just abruptly begins to speed off around the other side of the stone wall.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
She would, but we won't. We don't.
Yeah, blending resistance here. No. And then a whole slew of wolves is gonna drop in on you guys. One of them actually peels off, and you see she just leaps up onto the back of it.
And when is my next turn?
It is shortly. And the other 5 wolves.
Man, if I take any damage, I'm done for.
Well, you're the far end of where these guys are rushing in. So one of them is going to leap on Hideyoshi.
Okay.
What is your defense at?
My defense is going to be 0.
Oh no!
You should have taken the average.
Oh no! You take 3 damage.
That puts me at 0.
Oh no! One of them leaps upon Memphis.
Grand total of 4 defense.
Okay, it is 9 and 9, and you just have it pushed back on your blade and trying to shove it away. And another one leaps onto the colonel and is biting into his arm, but he's trying to shake it off. How about you? And another one actually is going to attack the colonel.
No! Shake it up. Shake it up.
And this one sinks its jaws into his leg, and he's nearly staggered down to his knees at this point. And the final one is going to attack. You guys were all closer together, so this one's gonna go for Memphis here. And whiffs, just totally whiffs. All right, and once again, we are back to Sahin. Sahin is getting water.
Hot water, hot water.
Sahin is in hot water. Well, Sahin was in hot acid.
Hot acid, hot acid.
Yeah.
You better not be drinking acid.
The floor is lava.
No.
You might want to reload your weapon. Just saying.
Because I wasn't able to
You
reload
weren't.
it last time.
Unless you want to go attack something with your sword.
Actually, from back towards the aft of the ship, you just hear the as Lieutenant Ogden, seeing these wolves closing in on you guys, is going to attempt a shot as they were charging in. And just obliterates one.
Okay.
So was that one of the ones that
We'll say
attacked?
it's the one that didn't get an attack on Memphis. Is just as it's leaping in, just ripped apart in front of your eyes.
So I'm a gore magnet right now.
Yes. Yes, as it's leaping, the rest of it just splashes up against you.
I cannot reload and shoot.
There you can.
I can in one turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the reverse of shoot reload, and it doesn't matter if you move action or action.
Fair
move.
point. Okay.
Although she's taking limited actions now, though, since she's at 0. Does that work again?
Oh yeah.
Let me triple check that.
It's good because I'm going to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I've got things going on. You guys have got things going on. Everybody got some things.
Ain't
going
nobody
on.
got time for that.
Here we go. So yes, only capable of taking limited action if your health. So limited action, I'll say either action or move.
So you can only do one or the other.
Yes.
But I could reload and shoot.
No, that would be move and action.
So you can only reload and then shoot next time.
Yes.
I'll reload.
Okay.
Stupid.
Your limbs shaking, palms are sweating, knees weak, arms are heavy, and yeah, shakily reloading your weapon. And
Angrily, at least taking aim in her direction, trying to keep her in my sight.
Yes.
So
So ducking around the other side of the wall as she is breaking off and riding her wolf away, and Hideyoshi.
I am going to try to do medicine unto myself. Yeah, I've got ranks in
position, heal thyself.
Lizard man, feel that.
Yeah, lay on hands.
that. I'm going to take the average of this,
Okay.
which gives me 1. So I now have 5 lethal and 1 non-lethal damage.
Yes.
Does that mean that you can take more than limited action on
This
your
is
next
all your
turn?
Yes, because he's not at full lethal.
Okay, so it's only when you're at full lethal.
Yes.
Since I just got a free movement back, I guess. Not sure if that works.
That's not how this game works.
I'm cool either way. All I would do with my movement is go and stand next to my compatriots.
Well, technically, with only one success, you're still at full non-lethal, which is still only capable of taking limited action.
Okay, then I will just chill.
Okay. Which leaves then Colonel Bryanton, who, with these 2 wolves clamping down on him as a tasty snake, is, I suppose, simply going to draw his sabre and attempt to hacky slash.
Hacky slash?
Hacky slash.
Hacky slash.
He learned how to do that in college.
Hacky slash.
In the dorm, everybody was hacky slashing.
Okay. They all kind of stand around in a circle and just
Yep.
do the hacky slash?
Yep. So he draws his weapons up and is going to. Yep. Completely whiff as he's slashing at the 2 of them and unable to really get a good strike at either of them. And yeah, he's just desperately trying to fend them off and is looking angrily off after the dark elf and is pulling out.
Lieutenant, do not let that woman escape!
I imagine his lieutenant can hear him.
Yeah, maybe.
He's a loud man.
The wolfies then are going to.
How often do the wolfies go?
They're going on initiative slot 7, which we're back at. And yeah, Hideyoshi was also in that slot, but he was trying to kill himself. And no, that one is unable to damage him further.
That's good.
And that one is unable to damage him further. It's just it's Colonel Brierton just frantically fighting off these guys with his saber. And
What about the one attacking me?
yes, the one on you. What is your defense? 7?
7.
So yeah, no, even at a 3, they're not.
Woo! Your defense is 7?
Yeah.
Dang.
All right. So
Calculated
it is
defense.
then up to you, Memphis.
All right.
Wait, hang on. Is it? 24. So no, actually, Speedy Elf is back up.
Okay, how far away is Elf Lady? Can I shoot her with my pistol?
Yes, if you dip around the side of the wall, she is just still within your Derringer range.
Okay.
You taking a shot at her or the wolf she's riding?
Her.
Okay.
She's more damaged than the wolf,
She
and
is.
I know I can't take a one shot on the wolf, to my knowledge. Like my.
No, this
Yeah.
wolf appears undamaged as of yet.
Just make sure I have the right amount of days. Yes. Okay.
Done the math.
Yeah, because I have 7 in firearms. I get a +1 per pistol, and the gun gives me 2. So that's
Yep.
10. On this, can I take the average? On this sort of thing, or do I have to roll for this?
For attacks, I just prefer if it is rolled because saying I just take the averages. Like, well, then we're just basically
Yeah.
playing a tactical simulator.
Right.
Feels weird to take a 10 in combat.
Yeah.
4.
Okay. You crack off this shot, and she glances over and actually sees it coming, and like sees that you're lining up your shot, and just dips down on the other side of the wolf. And the wolf actually is staggered slightly from the blast of it as it barely clips it in the ridge of its back. But the dark elf is
So that was my only chance.
ducked away on the other side of the dire wolf.
That's alright. We know what to use all the time because we got the magic sensor in the back of the war wagon.
Then we are back to Memphis.
I'm going to go stop debating with the one that's currently in front of me and go help out the colonel. So go attack the one of them that's
Okay.
him.
Go for it.
Sir. I'm loving it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
I did a thing.
He slashed down at one of them, and he's rather heavily damaged, actually, and jumped back away from the colonel and is snarling over back at you, and is probably going to go for you next.
That's fine.
But then, the interesting thing is, we are back to, it is round 35, which means Sahin and Hideyoshi are going at the same time.
Can I still take a shot? Is she still
Well, you have
within
to
my
reload.
range?
You would have to reload.
Oh. Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just gonna reload, whatever.
Okay.
Alright. I, on the other hand, am going to take my sword and bring it down upon the noggin of the wolf that is next to me and trying to bite me.
Do it.
I really think we should be taking her out, not the wolves, but okay.
I only have a sword, so.
I know,
I
but
mean,
you got a rifle, right?
I do have a rifle, but I'm also currently under attack and I'm at max hit points. So if I don't get myself some space, I might just die.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay hunting her down later. So that's only 5, unfortunately.
Okay, well, you managed to damage it, but yeah, it is still going. Colonel Bryton
Can't even take a
is
move.
going to slash down at the one you have already damaged and just cleaves it in twain.
Nice. Done, sir. Lovely shot.
It was a sword, but okay.
I'm sorry, I was thinking the golf thing, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lovely backswing.
Okay, Sahin, you actually watch as across at the far end of the fallen ship, Lieutenant Ogden just whips around to the Gatling gun and is just and opens fire at the Dark Elf. Oh.
Is that good or bad?
Wait for it.
10 successes.
Wow.
Oh, is she dead?
But that's not good. because
She
we
is
have-
going to use her special ability
Oh,
to dive out of the way and
stupid.
let her creature companion take
Also,
the
in
damage.
theory, you probably don't want to outright kill her because she knows more about what's going on than we do.
But no, just as she leaps clear of the direwolf, using it as a meat shield, essentially the Gatling gun just saws up through it. And actually, staggered and holding her injuries, she is looking about and is just desperately clambering up into the ship and just taking nimble leaps, but she appears to be damaging herself further to do so. But she's trying to clamber up into the fallen ship for some kind of cover. And then
Is she still within my range?
Well, she's up in the ship now, so you're going to have to...
she's getting up into the ship. Yes, you would have to...
And I
With-
would only be able to move, and then she'd move again,
Well,
and yeah.
I believe range in this game merely provides a penalty on the roll.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm just reckless enough to do it.
range.
I mean, you play your character however you want to play your character.
Yes, well, she's been on the wolf at this point, and yeah, running away from you. At this point, she's going to be at long range. Yeah, you'd be taking a -4 on the roll, so you roll 4 fewer dice.
I want.
Well,
It's not your turn.
Okay.
When it's my turn next, I can come and do some medicines to you, and hopefully at least take one off.
What is your defense? As
My defense is let's roll it and find out.
Direwolf on you.
That comes to 3.
That's good.
Please, sir.
Slashing for you, managed to glance it aside with your rifle as you're still slashing that with your sword. And the remaining one on the Colonel just whiffs, and the one you had abandoned to go help the Colonel, Memphis, lunges up behind you, and...
It is 3. Actually, no, 4.
Okay, you take 1 damage.
Yeah.
As it just bites into your ankle and you manage to kick it off. And then... it is going to be back to... Ready, so...
Maths.
So on this turn, it is going to be both Sahin and Memphis,
Okay.
as we are around 40, which is a multiple of both 8 and 5.
Ah.
Math!
You want to go first, Rachel, or you want me to go?
So it would be... I couldn't move and shoot because I have the... So a style only gives me 1 extra
1
die.
die, but you can spend as many style points as you wish.
Well, you're deciding I'm going to go. Oh.
If you waited until I come and heal you, then
But you're going to have to move towards her. And
Gondor calls for aid.
that's okay.
Yeah, but
you're gonna
you'd have to
action,
move,
so you can
and
move,
then...
and then the next thing you can do.
Yeah, you can't
Right.
do it until... Yeah, so I am going to take that
-4.
-4, but spend 2 style points to only make it -2 from my 10, which would make me be rolling still 8 dice.
Zaheen has a taste for blood, apparently.
Yes. Go for it. Got this. You got this? You got this.
The jury is still out, apparently.
5.
Okay. Which... Actually, I need to check.
And I should... I'm trying to keep track of my my bullets, but I'm sorry if I'm slightly off.
Okay, it's fine. Okay. Need to check. Because with the blur, no. She had used blur to obscure her image, but it was only it was a 20% mischance, and I did not roll a 1 or a 2. So, yes, you hit. You again barely clip her. However, it's just the bullets sears through her leg, and she stumbles as she's climbing up into the ship, trying to get some sort of cover. And she looks directly over her shoulder back at you, and just you see the visor shifting, and presumably she's getting a closer look at you with her visor having some sort of magnification capabilities, and is still frantically trying to scramble into the ship. Yes.
I'm going to go attack the other wolf that's attacking the colonel. Boop, 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 bloop, bloop, bloop. Boop, bloop. Grand total of 4.
Okay.
Or sorry, yeah, it's 4.
You slash at this thing. It doesn't seem to notice.
That's fine.
You just shink along the back of it.
I grazed a hair.
Yes, you did. And
Please tell me the lieutenant is taking another shot at her with the Gatling gun.
She's in the ship, so
No, she's
he's
not.
going to attempt to do so.
She's still on the outside of the ship.
I thought she went in the ship. But okay.
She's scrambling into the ship.
Oh, gotcha.
It takes a while to climb. In pretty much whatever system you're using. So then I believe we're at round 42, which is back to Hideyoshi.
Okay. How's the wolf proximity situation looking?
There is One's still on the Colonel, one's still on Memphis, and one's still on you.
Okay. I think that I'm going to try to take out the wolf that is attacking me first. That is the immediate threat to my person.
Try to wipe them out. All of them.
There is no try.
Ooh, snap.
He grew so powerful.
Right.
Eventually, the only thing he feared was losing his power. Which eventually, of course, he did.
But not from a
That's
Jedi.
me 7 success.
Okay.
Nice.
You slash at this one. Remind me, had this one taken damage?
I think you hit it last time.
Yeah, I think I hit it for like 1 or something.
Okay. It's still going to be up. Snarling and frothing at you. And Colonel Barton is slashing. Colonel Barton is not messing around. The one still on him is kilt. And back.
And he makes it into a kilt?
I wrap it around my waist.
And Zaheen, you see again the lieutenant's trying to bring around his Gatling gun up towards the Dark Elf. Oh. Just the bullets just raking up the side of the fallen ship, but she's manages to duck back inside cover just in the nick of time and disappears from view. And we it is the wolfies still need to go.
So one on me and one on
the
Yoshi.
one on Hideyoshi gets 3 successes.
Well, let's see.
Is your average?
1, 2. 2.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Okay, so that puts me at a -1 right now.
And the one on Memphis also gets 3, which
is basically my I don't want
because
to
you
do
just
all
ended
of
up taking the average.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was lunging for you and is not getting, which just need to quadruple check here with the heals. If you are at combined lethal and non-lethal, is that going to debilitate you further?
Yeah, I've got 6 health, 6 lethal, 1 non-lethal.
So just enough to push you over.
So if it's reduced to 0 due to lethal, you're disabled. If reduced to 0 due to non-lethal, you're exhausted. And if it falls below 0, you are unconscious.
I'm unconscious.
Okay.
Yoshi sleeps with the fishes.
Not yet. You see Hideyoshi go down Memphis, and we are back to Sahim.
How close is the wolfies to where I am?
They're just the other side of the wall.
So
within move and action.
but I can't.
Correct. So you might want to just patch yourself up as best you can if you have any sort of healing ability.
I have 0. I have no medicine, no nothing. So what can I do?
Well, if you're going by house ruling minimum of 2, or what is your intelligence? Which I think we established is no good. So yeah,
Base
you'd be
2.
rolling base of 2 dice, but if you wish to use style points, you can.
No.
Nice.
That's 2.
Okay, you remove a lethal damage.
Does it become non-lethal?
Total-
Or is it
total-
It has been made non-lethal, and then
So once it gets
Then-
moved to non-lethal,
then
another one
removed.
reduces
so
it.
basically, yes, you have staunched the bleeding and just
So I
shaken it off.
have 4 lethal, 0 non-lethal now. Because I had
Correct.
5 total
Yes.
before.
Because with 2 successes, with the first success, you make one of them
Okay.
non-lethal, and then with the second, you make it.
So after this, I can start actually taking all of the things again.
Yes. Which at this point, that being your action, you do have a move if you wish to move some. Wow.
I'm gonna move towards Hideyoshi.
Okay. Okay. So you're doing that.
Since he's making death noises at me right
I'm
now.
making death noises at you right now.
Okay.
So he's being quiet.
So slight bubbling noise.
So yes, so we are at 48, which is back to
Oh
Memphis.
boy! I'm gonna go. So the one that was attacking the colonel is dead. So now it's just the one attacking
Yep,
me
there's the one on you, and then the one standing over the fallen Hideyoshi.
Crap. I'll go ahead and move to the one that's over the fallen Hideyoshi, just so it doesn't make a meal of his corpse. Give it. Feast on his flesh. And I'll go ahead and go attacky. Okay.
It's as if learning one new system wasn't hard enough, I decided to throw systems together.
4!
Okay, yes, you slash at this thing and once again get a little shake along its body.
I know to pick up barbering as my profession now.
In my sleep. Let me do that.
But it at least notices you and is turning its attention onto you instead of Snick. And
As Snack.
Snick.
speaking of Snick,
There's
it
no
would be
snack.
Hideyoshi's turn, except bleh.
I don't think I have a chance
And then
to
if we reach
self-recover or anything.
50, it's my turn again.
Yes, but right now we are at 49, which is a multiple of 7, so the rules is back. So, the dire wolf you just attacked lunges for you, and whiffs.
Woo!
And then we just got the other one with the...
I'm surprisingly a tank.
Riotin, actually just sinks its jaws into his leg, and actually Colonel Riotin is still up, but definitely is looking
Rough.
bloodied at this point. Slashing more and more frantically. And then we are back to Sahin.
Okay, I'm gonna try to
Heals.
make the snake conscious.
Make the pain go away.
And I'm rolling 2 die.
Can I use style points in her roll?
I'll say sure.
Okay, I'm gonna use 2 style points on your roll.
you
So
can
I
roll
get 2
Two
more.
more dice.
Okay. They didn't help. I only got 1.
Well, when lethal goes to non-lethal.
Wait, no, you have
One non-lethal goes away.
Okay.
But
So
now I'm at
you're-
0.
So you are conscious. Just yeah. You don't feel so good.
And then I step on the wolf's tail.
Okay. It is mildly annoying. Then
Bad dog.
Who's that good boy?
Not you. Could I use animal handling?
Alright. So it is actually back to Sahin again.
Seriously?
Yeah, because he was so speedy.
I will reload
Okay.
and take a shot at
Actually, more like
There's
2.
also a rifle lying on the ground next to you.
That is loaded.
and I could still use firearms. I just wouldn't get my +1 for pistol.
Sure.
What is the rifle?
Rifle damage, I believe, is
I would imagine it's more than a
3
pistol.
lethal. Rifle damage is gonna be. It's gonna be 3. Yeah, 3 lethal.
Okay, so I'm actually still rolling 10 dice then.
What's the capacity on a Winchester?
You're asking me?
Oh, it should say in the rules, right?
Fine, I'll look at the.
Okay, so then I pick up the rifle. Is it loaded?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then I'm gonna take a point blank shot at the wolf near Hideyoshi.
Capacity is 8.
Excellent.
Okay. I'm taking my shot.
Do it.
Four.
Okay. Crack off the shot and it just kind of glances it. It is slowly being damaged as you guys are attacking it, but it is still up and snarling. And
So to clarify, there's 2 wolves. One that
And then
yes. Beware the wrath of the gods. Yes, the. Well, actually, first it is going to be back to Hideyoshi. What you doing?
I'm going to do medicine to myself.
Thought you might.
And I'm going to spend 2 more style points to make this more better. So that gives me a 5 to mess with. to 3 success. Alright, so that takes out takes me down to 4 lethal, 1 non-lethal.
Yeah, you just kind of take a clump of gauze and just shove it into the wound. It's just like, yeah, man.
And then with my movement, I stand up and reclaim my rifle. If that's okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay, I'll take my rifle back.
Okay. And Colonel Bryson actually swipes at one of the remaining wolves and whips. And both wolves at this point are going to lunge towards Memphis.
Alright.
Defense.
7, so do you want me to roll the... So that is 4 for 1.
So one of them is unable to get a bite out of you, and as is the other one.
Wow!
You're just full swashbuckler mode. And then
I'm Captain Memphis Quincy McDonald, savvy.
there should be a captain there somewhere. And then it is up to Memphis and Sahin. Wait, hold on. No.
Okay.
56 should be Memphis.
I want to go attack.
But wait, where was it? Did I just go on 55 then?
Yes.
But a lot of other things have happened. Is that all supposed to be
Yes,
55
okay,
or
yes.
56?
Actually, this was round 56, so initiative 7 and 8 should be going together.
So
Yeah.
me.
So yes, you are going as well as 56. You've already.
I already did.
Yes.
So
Go.
just alright. So I'm going to go attack one of the wolves attacking me.
1, 2, 3,
Gotta remember my multiplication table.
4. 4.
Once again, shit. And you're getting all these. You're doing death by 1,000 cuts here. It's this slow death as you're tearing into each other. Well, it's not managing to tear into you, actually.
Alright.
And now we are back to Sahini.
Okay. I'm gonna reload my rifle.
Well, pistol.
Pistole.
And shoot one of them.
Yes. Calculating.
Recalculating.
Yeah, just as it lunges towards you. This is a moment of the fake out moment in the movie where the beast lunges at the hero, and there's the oh no, are they alive? Yes, the beastie is dead. As you throw it off, it's just been blasted through the middle, and the one remaining wolf is actually nice.
A snarl in its direction.
No, didn't know the direction.
Can I intimidate it?
Hideyoshi,
Okay, so there is one wolf left.
one wolfie.
I'm going to attack it with my sword.
Do it.
You're not going to throw it? I'm disappointed.
I'm slightly
Go
better
do
with swords.
jujitsu on its butt.
I'm
You're going to do creatures on its butt?
just gonna stab it, slash it, and cut it to pieces. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Yes, that one has already been damaged as well, and you managed to slash up through it, and as it staggers and falls unmoving to the ground, and from overhead, just like one of the officers, the only one of them who is not preoccupied in some other combat, is looking down at you from over the top. Yeah!
Okay. Are there other wolves coming?
The rest of the wolves seems to still be preoccupied. In whatever
I'm
combat
running
is
off after the
taking
dark
place throughout
elf.
the ship. Okay.
I'm gonna
After all of the friends are safe.
Okay.
I'm going to go take
Good.
a quick little moment to medicine on
Good.
myself. I'm going to go take the average, which removes the 2 lethal from my wounds.
Okay.
Can I take a moment to do a medicine check for
I'm
myself?
also
Which
going to
is
patch myself up because that seems to be a thing we're doing. Taking
Nope.
average.
definitely not.
Are
Okay,
you
I'm
initiative
running. I'm
still or not?
Yes, there are still things happening which have been instigated. So,
I'm running after the dark elf next chance I get.
alrighty.
I guess I will follow.
Which, yeah, by the time you guys look up from frantically trying to quickly bandage your wounds, you see that Colonel Briarton has already charged off
Ah! You will pay!
and is continuing
How's
to...
he looking, by the way?
He's not looking good.
Oh!
He is in a blind rage at this point and just continuing to climber up.
Colonel, wait up! Just talking's a free action.
Alright.
Can I do diplomacy to make him stop?
Can I? Do I need to roll acrobatics to climb the?
Yeah, either acrobatics or athletics I would allow, as it's just this gnarled mess of metal and fabric and wood and whatnot. So it's like you can either try to leap, or
I'm gonna acrobatics.
muscly great.
That's a 3 success.
Okay, you are managing an advance up the incline of this debris. You guys, are you following?
I'm following the Colonel. So do I have to roll anything, or do I just move?
Trying to climb. You're going to need a roll for that.
Which is what?
The general is climbing.
Athletics or acrobatics.
And if I don't have either?
You're going to be rolling body.
My body? Okay. And I times it by 2?
No,
Because it's a primary attribute?
no, because it would have been a skill, but you're rolling that base attribute at a
Instead of-
disadvantage.
Well, with a -2 because
Yeah.
you do not have
Oh,
digits.
but yeah,
To a minimum of
that's the
2
reason why
dice.
To a minimum of 2, yes.
Well, I got 2 successes.
Okay.
But just
Wow.
for funsies, I rolled a 1, a 1, a 1, a 2, and a 2.
Okay.
How's them numbers?
1. Okay, so as you guys are all clambering up, even Colonel Briarton at this point is managing to keep pace. As you look back, Memphis is appearing somewhat frail as he's
Can
trying to
I
climb up
do another roll to try and intensify my acrobating?
Sure, we'll say for the second leg of it, you guys can all try again.
Once I'm on target, just whoosh!
Yes.
Whoosh!
So we're rolling again?
Yes.
4.
Okay. At this point, Sabine is just ding, 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 ding.
2 again.
1!
Yeah, everybody got it the same except for Sahun got better. So you're just anime leaping up the
And then
debris
once
on the
I
side of the ship.
reach the place where I saw the elf go in, I'm going in.
Yes. She did appear to be heading towards the aft of the ship.
And I would head towards the aft of the ship. I'm more familiar with the ship, so I'm...
Sprinting off
Yeah.
that away.
Sure, run right into a trap. Good for you.
When I get to the top, I'm going to wait for Memphis.
Okay. It takes a bit. This Memphis is just slowly.
It's much more easier to read about these things than try to do them.
Yes, occasionally slips and bumps something and nearly drops his weapons.
And as I run in, I'm like, hurry up, would you, Memphis? And
Could
running off.
or a tree branch or something.
I don't think we would take it. Seems I'm only ready to be able to
Give him a word to the lizard!
No good! I've known too many lizards! Alright. So, Sahim then, I guess, as you are charging forward.
And as I get back towards the aft, I'm going to slow down and try to be a bit stealthy.
Okay, go ahead and roll your stealth. And yes, you are getting to be in a position of the ship where it feels familiar from your brief time here before the ship crashed.
And this is sneaking?
Yes.
Okay. I roll 10 die.
And you're all by yourself. Good luck.
Yeah, well, that's better for sneaking. Because you guys are not sneaky at all.
Yeah, but you're also going to be up against somebody that you have no idea what their abilities are, so good luck.
I mean, she got some idea. It's not
The
a good
magics.
You're also not all that healed.
Summons wolves.
Wait a second. 6.
Okay, yeah, just slinking
And
along
that's
the
4
corridors.
2s and 2 6s. And then 3 3s and 1 1.
But no, you're slinking along very, very stealthily, just slinking along, and actually you spot a couple of times when their dire wolves running into it, and seem to be trying to find something, and you manage to duck out of the way of their visual and press on, and as you are slowing down slightly to be a little more stealthy, you are hearing the heavy clunk, clunk, clunk of your comrades coming up behind you, but you're...
Though, if I could get to a point to catch up with the dear Colonel, I'd like to do a medicine on him.
by the point he's getting to the top, he is.
I didn't know if I would ever catch up with him,
You
but
can attempt to call out to him if you wish.
I will try.
Okay.
Colonel, your injuries. Let me go see them really quick before you go charging in.
Okay.
Do you want me to make any check?
Yeah.
Do you want me to use diplomacy or empathy?
Let's say diplomacy, persuasion.
I just have it as diplomacy, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to help out with that because
Okay.
I have a rating of 4 in diplomacy.
What do you say?
Ooh. I'm gonna quote from whatever our world's version of Sun Tzu is and say the victorious general always heals before attempting to fight.
Okay. So you're adding 2 dice to your roll.
All right. I'm going to go take the average, which is 4.
Which, aiding, you have to have 4 in your
Rating.
Yes.
not levels.
Correct.
So it's your total overall rating in the skull. Okay.
Yes. This, as you call it out, he pauses, and as you call out your bit of wisdom, he turns back to you.
Oh, that's very good. Who said that?
Sun Tzu.
All right.
Very, very famous general studied by all the experts.
He at least pauses and is looking between you and after where Sahim went off.
Should we not aid your comrade, however?
If we can find her, that'd be nice.
Very well. Quickly.
Now do the
Fix
average.
this.
And he just pulls up his uniform's shirts and just see the,
Fix this!
yes, the wound in his side bleeding.
I'll go take the average, which is 4.
Okay, you're rather quickly able to do some quick patching up the field medic work. And he's like,
Ah, yes, sir. Very good. Good enough.
Thank you, good sir.
Lieutenant?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you just hear the back of the war wagon open up, and the professor is looking out from the back. Why we stopped? Have we located the source of the energy?
Yes!
And move into the ship.
Then I'm coming as well. And she climbs out of the war wagon and is hiking up her
It's
dress.
not safe yet, my dear professor.
Bloody well, hurry it up.
We are!
it up.
Okay.
And then I'll follow the dear colonel.
And the colonel is running alongside the both of you.
I find her somewhat unlikable.
Only somewhat.
I give a nice lizard laugh to that one.
Alright,
I'm focused on the mission at hand, so I'm not going to laugh or do anything.
so you guys have taken a minute actually
to destroy your life.
yes, to patch up the colonel.
She likes my science Lego.
Yes. Sahim, so yeah, you're just barely off in the distance hearing the heavy.
And the general saying something about disliking the
Yes.
professor.
Yeah, he's not incredibly quiet about it. If probably know she heard it.
Yeah.
And as you're ducked in the hallway and peering around to the corner into the cargo hold, you still see where it's just been ruptured up into space when you were up in beyond the atmosphere. And yes, we're...
And before I start, back when I first started stealthing, I would have reloaded my gun because that makes noise.
Mhm.
So I would have reloaded it then to make
Okay.
sure it was reloaded, then snuck. Just I
Which-
wanted to.
at this point you're able to see just everything is thrown about, crates have been just thrown open and everything, like cords of liftwood are actually up and like pressed up against what's left of the ceiling of the cargo hold.
And there was that one we saw up, like
yeah, and
floating
it
up.
reaches a point where it gets the pressure point in the atmosphere, which just equalizes and just
Yes,
steadily.
but we
floats
saw like one bundle up there,
Yeah.
up in the sky. Okay.
Yeah. And actually, you're actually I should roll for that. No. Okay. So you're still as you're getting there, hearing somebody throwing things around, and as you catch sight of the dark elf, she's throwing aside one crate and opening up another small one and just tossing it aside.
What is it?
I'm taking a shot.
Okay. Go for it.
Sneak that.
Yeah. Okay, so
It should still be 10.
no, I'm just double check, okay? We'll make sure my math is right.
Or do you want to add a boost to that roll?
Actually, I want to add a style point.
Yeah, go for it.
It's so tempting. Screw it. I'm adding both style points to this that I have left.
Oh yeah.
So that's 2 more die, right?
Mhm.
That's 12 die.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that's really
That
bad.
didn't sound good.
Four.
You crack off the shot, and she just whips around, and just the magical barrier erupts in front of
You
her.
gotta be kidding me! She must die!
Wow.
We're working on it.
Wow.
Dark elf must die.
So he is
And
out for
She
blood.
just is holding the one in her hand still, and just glaring daggers
Well,
at you.
Just knowing that she's the one that killed the whole,
382nd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't
still
there for that, so I don't
just,
know.
Just glaring at you, just breathing heavily, and you see blood trickling from the corner of her mouth.
You do not know what you deal with, girl.
Actually, breaks off and sprints from the room.
I run after her.
Okay. You guys, at this point, you are not being stealthy, and neither
No.
is she. You guys are hearing it like at the one of the far quarters at the other side of the ship. Right along the other side, you're just hearing frantic footsteps.
We also heard a gunshot, I imagine.
Yes.
Hopefully that didn't alert all the dire wolves that are in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Give chase.
Okay. So everybody, at this point, it will just be athletics to just be sprinting and trying to keep pace with the figure you are pursuing.
Which I don't have athletics, all I have is acrobatics
Ooh.
because that's dexterity based.
Yes.
So athletics would be what for me? And could I use
Uh,
acrobatics to at least help with the dodging around things and in the ship? I feel like
Well, what is your body? What is your body?
2.
I'll say roll a 4 dice. And
Roll
doubling your body rate.
Okay. You'll
I
at
got
least allow
0.
me that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You and me both.
You had 0 as well.
I have 2 body.
No. I rolled my athletics.
Oh, I don't have athletics, so I just roll 2.
Athletics is 5 dice for me.
Mhm.
1.
0.
Can I have any sort of more help from my dexterity? Because that's what my skills are based on, and I feel like dexterity helps.
I mean,
It's the same.
You're not trying to dodge, though. You're trying to huff it
Yeah.
after yourself.
There's being nimble and then there's being fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you're
0.
wow. Fortunately, she didn't roll too well either. But the
The colonel's the other one that catches up.
Roll.
no, the colonel is just he leaves you in his dust.
Oh!
What?
Sir.
he just breaks off from the two of you.
She must be stopped.
And
Good.
just-
Somebody has the same vendetta I do.
Yeah. So as you're getting to the point where you're trailing this dark elf and she's sprinting up the stairs in front of you, you're falling slightly behind, and just from like the side wall around the corner, you just see and he actually smashes into the side wall and just keeps running,
Full
hoping up the
cartoon
steps.
anime style.
Yes. It's just
Oh,
coming up the
man.
steps after this woman, and yeah, he is closing the distance.
It's getting intense. I'm really bored right now.
As you get up to the top and you're slightly behind the colonel at this point, you're seeing that she is just hoofing it up across like the top of the crash, the ether flyer that's starting to be.
Can I reload and take another, stop, reload, take another shot, and
Yeah.
still actually get a shot on her?
If you stop reload, you have to reload to take the shot.
I would have to
It's
reload.
going to be medium range, so you're taking a -2 on the shot.
-2 on the shot? Okay, so I'd
But,
be
yeah,
real-
she's nimbly leaping over gouges in the ship and alighting on nimbly on the small patches of metal and wood, and he's just leaping, going full force after her, and just cuckoo, cuckoo.
5.
Wow. Okay.
At some point, do I reach the top of the stairs and come outside, and can I see her?
Yes, you guys will be getting up shortly after Sahim. So if you have to reload and take a shot, it'll be in long range.
Because repeating.
Yeah.
So I'll take a.
So if you don't have to load it, just be medium.
Okay, then I will take a medium range shot.
Okay.
Which, is there a modifier for medium?
-2. Medium
Okay.
range.
Out of curiosity.
Yes.
Well, wait a second. Would his rifle be a longer range than my pistol, at least? So he could at least...
Assuming long range is rifle.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Because
that's still
mine-
penalties for distance.
Mine is only short range. I know
Right,
that.
but the range bands, I believe, come into play regardless.
Okay.
I will quickly consult
the Book of Elements.
The Space Almanac?
Range. When attacking with a ranged weapon, your character's distance from her target modifies her attack rating. However, different weapons have different ranges where they are most effective. You can hit a distant target more accurately with a rifle than with a thrown spear, for example. The distance that a weapon may be used to attack a target is an effective range. Attacking a target farther than this imposes a penalty on the attack rating. So yes,
Okay.
if you're short range, so yeah, if it was still within your range, then yeah, you're fine.
Cool. And I'm going to shoot her. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 success this time.
And I got 5 successes
Yes.
in mine.
Both of you just catch her as she's mid-leap at one point, and she gets to the other side, and she actually lands on all fours, and she's
Just like Bambi's mother. What?
Since I have only a saber, I'm just charging after her.
yeah, she is not looking too healthy at this point.
I'm going to reload and
Yeah.
take another shot if I can.
Colonel Brighton is just closing the distance and closing in. You're getting to the point where, like at the far end of the ship, that is where the ship is crashed, is listed to the point where like the bow of the ship, where the other officers are pulled up and making their final stand against the wolves. And actually, all of you are able to see that the wolves at this point have whittled their numbers down. There are probably about 5 wolves still standing and only about 3 officers still. You see the captain still standing there. He's actually wielding a saber in the one arm and like a pistol in the other, and I need all of you to roll perception checks.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Question though, can I move, reload, and shoot now that I'm not limited action? I couldn't do that still?
Yeah, you can either
Okay.
move or reload if you want to shoot.
Okay.
0. Oh, wow.
So
You are preoccupied, Hideyoshi.
Can I be preoccupied with taking another shot?
First off,
4 on perception.
Okay. The Dark Elf is actually going to cast
Yes.
a further spell. You just see her just cast something up behind her, it seems.
4 for perceptions.
Okay, Memphis, as you're catching up along, like slightly behind
I
everyone
also
else, they're
got-
stopping to take their shots.
I also got 4.
4? Okay, so
This is for perception.
Yeah, 4 for
Okay.
perception,
So, yeah,
yes.
so the both of you are looking up ahead, and you actually see as this the captain is wielding this sword. It's actually this slightly curved blade, but it is unlike any saber you guys have seen thus far. It is more sleek in its design, and the hilt guard is just like this small circular to just cover the top of it. It is not the full saber knuckle guard kind of look. It appears. I'll give it to Memphis since Sahim wasn't too good in school.
Science.
You're actually noting it's like, oh, that appears to be the sort of weapon utilized by more Asian cultures.
Oh yeah, no. Zane would not have...
And as you're watching, it is faintly shimmering with this faint blue aura. You guys are running on. You can
Not
see that
even
the dark
dead
elf
yet.
Is,
I haven't even noticed yet.
Yes, the dark elf is at this point just you can see visibly just coughing up
And-
blood. It's still casting up this spell
The
behind her.
next time I can get another... Next time I'm up, I'm shooting again.
go
Is
for
it
it.
still the medium range, so I'm taking a -2?
Yes,
Okay, so I'm still rolling 8
I
then.
would also like to shoot her.
go for it.
I'm just trying to get up to her.
Yep.
5.
You've got to be kidding me. 1 out of 8. I rolled
Oh.
8 dice. I got 1 success.
No.
5.
That blast is cast wide, and ooh, her blur. She manages
Wait.
to phase out of the
No.
blast, and she's staggering back up to her feet, and she's just staggering the last few paces towards the
Can
cockpit.
I get another shot in before she gets too far?
Something first. As you're watching, the captain strikes down another direwolf. 2 more of the officers drop, and the captain is standing alone against 4 remaining direwolves at this point. He's just wielding his sword and slashing wildly at them.
Out of curiosity, what's closer, the lady or the captain to where I'm at?
The captain and the wolves fighting, that's like at the far end of the ship where you guys are closing. It's like basically you guys are running
So we're
along.
all moving towards...
Yes, you guys are all running along the top of the ship at this point.
But we're all heading towards the front of the ship where...
Yes.
Okay.
If you are following the Dark Elf, that is where she's running. And at this point, she looks up and you guys are both able to see with your perception check. She marks the presence of the sword, and there's this eagerness in her steps as she pushes
That's what she
onward.
wants.
Okay. How far is she by the time I get another shot?
Because you're reloading and you're not keeping pace with her, it's going to be long range at this point.
So that would be another.
-4.
Okay,
Instead
never
of
mind.
taking another shot, I'm just going to start sprinting after her.
Okay, just start hoofing it forward.
So it's only me and the colonel up in front then, since we
Yes.
are just running.
The colonel is still
Right.
in front of you.
Right.
He is not too far behind the Dark Elf at this point.
That's only 3.
Ooh. The shot cracks
Okay,
wide.
I start running.
Yeah, the captain at this point slashes and cuts through another wolf. Memphis, you are getting close enough at this point. You can see as the blade carves through the wolf's flesh and fur, it actually crackles and freezes and shatters away the blade.
Oh,
Yep.
so that's that's what she's after then.
Take one of those.
He is holding his own against the remaining wolves and he's backing up and slowly getting pushed towards the edge of the ship, and he's just going to be shoved off. But he's fighting to the last. The colonel at this point is still holding his he's awkwardly holding his elking up, is like lunging forward with his saber and is closing the distance and is not quite able to close the distance before the Dark Elf reaches her wolves and orders one of them back to attack the colonel. And with the snarl of some language you don't recognize, the wolf then lunges back towards the colonel. Ooh.
Oh no.
And just catches him around the hip area and just drags him down to the floor.
I'm gonna run
top
until
of the
I
ship.
get in better range, and then take another shot
Right.
at her.
As the Dark Elf is reaching
Have I caught up yet?
point, Memphis, yes, you would actually be reaching the point where the wolf is in a melee, just tearing combat with the colonel at this point.
Okay. The colonel's not looking too good?
No.
No, I'll help out the colonel.
Yay, cleric!
Yeah, the colonel at this point, mechanic-wise, he is at his threshold for damage.
Okay, that's 2.
No, you're slashing at this wolf, you're getting its attention and taking some of its focus off of the colonel, and he's slashing at it and just infuriated at this point and still focused more on the Dark Elf. Saheen, you are getting to the point now where, with the Dark Elf slowed in her progress, you are able to you would get off another shot at medium range.
Okay, so I'd be
-2.
-2, so I'd be rolling 8.
Just
Okay.
gonna keep charging ahead as fast
Okay.
as I can.
I'm taking another shot.
Yes. Ahead, you see the captain slash down and just carve through another one of these wolves. The last one, however, lunges up and just bites into his throat and just tears him down to the
5.
ground. Okay.
Oh no.
Again, she flickers away from
I run again.
the blast, and as the captain falls and the sword just and actually embeds itself down into the hull of the ship, the Dark Elf lunges forward and just grabs the hilt of it and spins to face all of you. The one remaining wolf is up in front of her, and that was up at the front of the ship still. The one is still on the colonel, and she actually calls out, and is calling it back to her side as it breaks off and runs back towards her. And you can begin to see she's beginning to cast another spell.
wanna
Can I get in
shoot her
short?
now.
Can I get in
Okay.
short range?
Yes, you
Am
may.
I in short
She
range?
is stopped at this
Okay.
point.
You have to reload, though.
I can reload it. I can do all of that, right?
So yeah, because she would have stopped, grabbed the sword, and then began casting the spell.
Once I saw the wolf run away, I'm also running as well.
Okay, as you're charging on the colonel is
Actually, could I hop a ride on the wolf?
Make an animal handling check.
Sure! I'll also use a style point.
It's 4 successes
Okay.
5.
with miracle.
Sahim, you cock off this shot. But at the last second, it appears as though she's focusing on the blade, and she's just looks, her eyes wide open as she hears the sound of this other blast, and she ducks away from your shot, and as she's diving away from
Teamwork!
Sahim, just as she's frantically trying to bring up another barrier, it just catches her in the chest, and she just drops and is still clutching the sword and is down just on her knees and holding herself up with one hand and just looking at the sword.
Run up.
I got a 3 on
And
my
kick it
hand.
out of her hands if possible.
So you try to grab onto the wolf and let it carry you forward, but no, it slips out of your grasp. And the colonel at this point is like, without any consent, is just leaning heavily against her shoulder and is like,
Carry us forward!
Help the colonel.
I'm going to run up.
Yeah, and kick
throw
the
her.
sword out of her hand.
Okay.
And
across the room.
Well, we're out. She's like near the edge, right?
yes.
So I would kick
Why
at
do
the
you want
sword.
to kill her? She
We don't
knows
wanna kill her.
information.
We don't want to kill her, but I want to like
So
pin her to the ground with
You're just
my.
trying to throw her away from the edge at this point?
Pin her to the
I
ground.
want to
Yeah.
like
All right.
throw her to the ground and pin her.
Alright, go ahead.
And I'm going to try and grab the sword.
And I am totes using the style point on this one.
Alright.
I almost got it.
My last style point.
Oh, use it wisely.
Sabine, what is your, what is this, brawl? Are you rolling brawl?
I believe that's
don't-
Hideyoshi.
What?
That you
That's
want.
Yes.
Hideyoshi.
Are you rolling brawl?
I am
Yes.
rolling brawl.
So you do not have a brawl rating of 4 or more?
I don't have a brawl rating at
Okay,
all.
Never mind.
Well, that is a disappointing 3.
Okay. Well, she is effectively incapacitated, so 3 is enough to
Oh,
just haul her back away from the edge and just slam her down to the deck. With that success, then you are able to catch up the sword.
Yeah, I'll take the sword. I'll hold on to it for you. You just hold her down.
And Sahim...
You see me just like eyes locked on the sword and it's like, "Nyah."
Although you don't know what the sword is, you just know it's a cool sword.
It's
Yeah.
a katana and it's got, actually, no, I don't know anything, but it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sahim, I'm just gonna say go ahead and just roll willpower.
Uh-oh.
You might be transported away. Bye-bye, Sahim.
I don't have, or just willpower?
Yes.
Okay. I have 3 in that, so does that mean I
Double it.
can roll 6?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's better than I was thinking it might be. Okay. Should I take the average?
Your
Or-
choice.
Nah.
No, okay.
Live dangerously.
Uh-huh. You roll zeros.
I got the average.
Okay.
So 3.
3? Okay. So you're holding it and you're focused on the blade. You're looking at this shimmer, this frosty, dry ice kind of fog leaking away from the blade. And yes, you're looking at it, and there's a moment where you feel as though you are being drawn to this sword's point of origin. And you shrink back away from it, but as you're continuing to hold the hilt of the sword, you're feeling this like this wants to go back where it belongs. And it does not belong there.
Anyway,
Okay.
So,
I'm helping the colonel.
yes, you have tackled the dark elf down to the ground, and she is just still blood just leaking from her mouth, and her teeth are just stained red. And she's looking up at Sahim, who's holding the blade, and just glaring between the two of you.
Do not comprehend what it is you interrupt.
What is it then?
You are not one of us.
Nope, but I'm not a local either.
Then kill me, or imprison me, whatever it is you feel you must do.
I'm gonna bend her arm a little bit.
Okay. Is there a roll for torture?
There is. It's under intimidation, and I don't have it.
Yeah, so whatever intimidation is based on, which I believe is
Oh,
charisma.
the charisma.
Yeah.
So I'm only rolling 2 on that one.
Yep.
1.
Okay, she just snarls at you, just seems indifferent to the further pain you are causing
Okay.
her body, which has seen a fair amount of abuse already.
In that case, I'm going to remove from her person the shotgun that she never used on us.
Yep.
And see if I can find any other weapons on her person.
wand.
Ooh, do we take
Ooh,
the
and the
visor?
Oh, and the visor, yeah!
Yeah,
Take the-
I want the visor.
Okay. You're,
I'd take the visor, and I'll trade you later.
Okay.
you're removing the sundry items.
Put it in the back of my
And-
head like a cool person.
As each of you are acquiring which ones you take, each time as you grasp it, Sahin, you're feeling the familiar sense of the
It doesn't
pull.
belong
Like, this
here.
doesn't-
But now that I'm used to it, I can.
Well, also it is not nearly as strong.
Okay.
The
Interesting.
initial yoink, and then subsequent yoink.
Maybe.
Okay.
But also as
Either that or it's been many places and no longer has as much tie to its plane.
Colonel Briarton has hobbled up along with Memphis and is just looking down at the Dark Elf.
Now, for your crimes against Her Majesty's armed forces, you will be taken into custody.
It means that you're under arrest.
She just glares up at you. It matters not.
What were you here
Well, it
for,
matters to us.
anyways?
What language is she speaking?
She appears to be speaking.
Can I roll in linguistics?
No, it would be English. She's speaking English.
Can I figure out which
But,
dialect it
yeah,
is?
I'm asking her, why were you even here? You obviously don't belong here.
Nor do any of you.
Actually, the colonel definitely does.
Just looks over to him. He's looking between you all and seems at a loss for how to absorb this conversation.
Just go to head energy. He'll be fine.
Yes, but as he is looking about to all of you, just seems completely off put, like on a back foot. Does not know how to absorb any of this.
So, I just look at her.
You actually have ranks in intimidation.
I do, yes.
That's where torture is located.
Yeah,
I tried that, it didn't work very well. Maybe you can do better.
Well, you are currently
Do you have ranks in
captured. You might as well just tell us what you were doing.
Mutters something in a language you do not understand.
Even though I have linguistics,
It is not of this world.
have I read about it?
Do you have your alpha character sheet?
Yes, I do that.
Of course he does.
So, I just realized
What do you want me to
she's
look at?
unusual.
Is there
in this
linguistics
world.
on Genesis? I forget.
So they might arrest her and put her in a zoo.
Well, here.
I wonder how that's
You can tell me.
Hmm.
Because even 4 people who hate her guts didn't kill her, but they will absolutely put her on display.
But they don't know how
And
to
it's like
restrain
just straight.
her from
Do you want me to
doing
use the
magic.
this style? Okay. Average?
But she doesn't know that we don't either.
Just straight intellect? Okay.
Yes.
I'm crossing the streams too. This
Yeah.
is fun.
That is one failure.
Yeah, no. She is muttering something in this unusual language that you are not able to identify.
I believe that we were just talking English a moment ago. If you could kindly keep to that, that would be great. For all parties involved.
Just snarls up at you. And
I'm gonna step forward and point out to her that we haven't killed her, and there are worse things than dying.
Like what?
Public nudity.
I mean, you don't know that that's going to bother her.
That's true, but I'm guessing.
We're guessing,
Okay,
And Yoshi, I'm not going to ask what you do.
and I have ranks in intimidation.
yeah, roll your
Well,
intimidation.
I'm saying, she's unusual, right? People of this world will totally put her on display in a zoo.
I don't believe that Her Majesty will allow that to happen. I look over at the Colonel.
That's a 1.
No, she's looks up and is snarling at all of you. And what is your
Who?
brawl, Hideyoshi?
My brawl for throws is an 8.
Question: Can I After I say that, can I do a larceny check on her of like seeing what she's got in her pockets?
I think you already did that.
I did that.
Yeah, but I actually have ranks in larceny.
Okay.
I have a rank.
Well, before
I
that
have
happens,
7 rating.
she actually wrenches free of Hideyoshi and actually does a flash of magic,
She's gotten away.
and you just see just this spray of the same viscous, vile, yellowish liquid just manifest across her hand and just is smeared all over her face and just begins to sizzle into her flesh.
Can I do medicine or something to go remove it?
You can attempt to.
I shall. And I'll take, should I roll? Or should I take the average? We'll roll, that's fine.
While he's doing the medicine check, I would like to double check what she's got on her person.
I mean, you don't have it grappled at this point, and as actually, yeah, Memphis, you couldn't roll medicine. At this point,
really?
She's wrenched free.
Alright.
So yeah,
Gosh, I was right in the middle of a good roll.
So what is happening? Is
she
she?
has just
She's
bathed
committing
herself
suicide.
in acid, and she is going to throw herself off the edge of the ship.
Can I try to grab her?
Can
You can
I?
attempt to.
What would it be? Can it be acrobatics at all?
Which actually, point of fact, I need to retcon. Like that same fiery aura has still been around her.
Oh.
So yeah, if anybody wishes to grapple her at this point, because I won't, make you suffer damage.
Retroactively?
Yeah, but yeah, if you attempt to grapple her at this point, you could take damage from the flame that has re-manifested around her. We'll say.
Well, actually, no, I'm holding the kernel. I probably can't do it anyways.
I'm gonna let her go. I have her shotgun and her visor, and
I will let her fall, but I'm going to acrobatics my way down that side of the ship if possible to check and make sure she's actually dead.
All right.
I'm holding the kernel, so I'm going to stay up top.
So should I roll acrobatics or whatever you want me to roll for that?
Yeah, just ting,
Yeah.
hop down the side of the ship for footholds and whatnot. I would allow acrobatics for that.
That's a 3 successes.
Yeah, as you alight down at ground level where you see her body is just slammed into the ground in the muck. Just you can see her. She is contorted in all the wrong ways, and you still see just burning down through flesh and bone of her face is the acid that she threw over herself.
And
She's
then
dead,
I would like to check her pockets again.
Go for it.
loop, 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 buddy.
Well, she's dead, so
I'll
she's not
console
going to need
the
it.
kernel up top.
He is looking over the edge.
I believe that is most
Or fair.
That's 4
Yes.
on a larceny check.
Okay. You are able to locate that she, just the basic clothing she is wearing appears to have some sort of protective quality, as well as the fact that you are noting that she is wearing a ring that must have given her some sort of
I'm
protection.
going to take it.
And there is a small flask that actually has been shattered in the fall that had some reddish tinted liquid in it that is now
What does this smell like?
It smells vaguely floral.
Okay. I'm going to leave that, but I'm going to take the ring. Does her clothing look like it would do me more protection than what I have?
Can
I tell?
Does your current
I
attire
have
give
leather armor, which is a defense bonus of +1.
you? It would, by these mechanics of this system, I would say give you a defense +2.
Is it easy enough to get it off?
Not really.
I'm going to leave it.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to acrobat your way down here.
At this point, Colonel Briarton has heaved himself over to where the captain has been slumped down to the deck. And he's just looking over him.
Oh, these poor men, they fought well,
They did, sir.
as did my men.
I'm going to acrobat my way back up.
What did happen to your men, sir?
He just looks down and just this moment of acceptance and realization on his face.
They are gone.
I have 5 acrobatics to get back up.
Lieutenant Ogden is still with you, sir.
Is everything alright, sir?
Yes, Lieutenant, The day's won.
Just to make sure there's no more dire wolves running around, is there?
Not that you can see.
Alright, good.
I'm gonna, when I get back up top, I'm gonna check out the ring I took from her.
Okay. Just checking over, it appears as though you put it on. It gives you another defense in this system.
Okay.
I'm going to load up my rifle and grab some extra ammo,
Okay.
just in case.
Can I find a pistol ammo up here?
And I'm going to trade you the visor for the sword.
Mhm.
And leave the saber on the ground somewhere.
Okay.
I'd like to do another medicine check on the colonel.
Okay.
My average, which is 4. So,
Yes, here's your
kind of make sure he's all patched up.
Thank you very much, Captain.
Yes, sir. Should we make our way back down to the air?
Yes. And, determine our next course of action.
Yes, sir. Certainly.
And what to do with all of you who clearly do not belong here.
What makes you say that, sir?
The fact that we said we don't belong
Stares
here?
at you.
I didn't say anything about not belonging here.
He heard the conversation between
Oh, okay.
you and the dark.
I didn't really say anything, but okay.
You didn't have to.
Yeah.
Other people did. Hideyoshi, as you hand off the visor, as he seems amenable, and you grasp the sword in your hand.
I would warn him about the feeling I've had.
Okay. I'll brace myself.
As you take it, you definitely feel this sword's compunction, this compelling nature that it must return to where it belongs. But as it is feeling as though it is drawn in that direction, it also feels as much drawn to you. As you take it in your grasp, the glow along the blade and the frost mist that seems to emanate from the metal seems to liven even further, and just there's this crackling, frosty presence around the blade, and all of you actually feel as though the surrounding area within a 10-foot radius grows colder.
Hideyoshi, if you would kindly stop doing whatever it is you're doing, it is rather uncomfortable.
I take a deep breath. Is the sword's scabbard lying around somewhere?
There does not appear to be a scabbard in sight.
Okay. Then I'm going to find some rope or cord or something and make like a loop thing so I can hang it on my back.
Okay.
So that it does not...
Gonna samurai jack this?
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you guys have taken down an unknown enemy and of unknown motives and or origin, you've acquired some strange new belongings.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna fiddle with the visor a bit.
we will pick that up next time, as you guys are just beginning to determine how to proceed and what must be done to further your journey here or beyond. And we will continue this journey next time on Temportlers. Thanks for checking out our show. If you want to learn more about us, follow us at Temportlers on Twitter, or you can email us directly at tim.portlers@gmail.com.